Roster construction began last spring. The foundation was installed during the summer and fall, and for the last 4 months, the Duke Blue Devils have been growing into a championship-caliber team. Now, championship season is here. Ranked number 1 in the nation and seed number 1 in the conference, Coach John Shire's club launches its postseason journey today in Charlotte with a high noon contest to tip off the quarterfinals of the ACC tournament. It's Duke versus Georgia Tech next.
They are outright ACC regular season champs.
It's important to reflect and understand where you are, but also now we're 0-0.
Put it up, count it in a foul.
Feels really good getting a 19th conference win in the league, but we also have more to do.
Just staying locked in, staying focused.
Airborne jumper is good. Oh, swatted out of there by Malawach.
Each game is meaningful. Each win is precious.
To launch and hit. Brown to throw it down. On a three. Good. Crossed him over and threw it down. My goodness. What a move in the paint.
We've talked about one game at a time with understandings to what the bigger picture is.
We're just trying to get better every single day.
Job isn't done.
Find a way, win the game.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Reed's Jewelers Countdown to Tip-Off. I'm John Roth coming to you from Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I'll be joined shortly by David Shoemate for the play-by-play call of the Blue Devils versus the Yellow Jackets as Duke opens its quest for a second ACC title of 2025. Duke secured its first league championship last Saturday when it polished off North Carolina to finish with a 19-1 conference record and the ACC regular season crown. And the results were just as dominant as that record suggests. The Blue Devils play one of the tougher schedules in the league with road games against each of the teams that were seeded 2 through 6 for this tournament, and they played 2 of them twice. Yet there were very few close calls across that slate as Duke won its ACC games by an average margin of 21.7 points and took 10 contests by 25 or more points, the most by any school in league history. Now, the Blue Devils begin tournament season ranked first in a host of league categories. Most importantly, most points scored at 83.5 and fewest points allowed at 61.4. No school in the conference's 72 years has ever finished first in both. They have the Player of the Year and Rookie of the Year in Phenom Cooper Flagg, 2 other All-ACC players in Con Knippel and Tyrese Proctor, 2 other All-Rookie players in Knippel and Kaman Malawach, and 2 All-Defensive standouts in Flagg, who was runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year, and grad student Sion James. They put in the work, answered all the tests, and developed to an elite level in virtually every facet of the game. Now it's time to see how they will ultimately be defined with their performance in 2 tournaments, the ACC and the NCAA. The first challenger will be an ACC squad they handled solidly on the road during the regular season, Georgia Tech, the number 8 seed at 10-10 in the league. An 82-56 loser to Duke back in December. They knocked off number 9 Virginia 66-60 yesterday to improve their overall record to 17-15. The winner advances to Friday night semifinals and remains alive for the league's automatic berth in the NCAA tournament, something Duke has claimed a record 22 times. We'll continue to set the scene for you over the next hour from Charlotte.
On the Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield, you're listening to Duke Blue Devil basketball in the ACC tournament from Charlotte. This is the Reed's Jewelers Countdown to Tip-Off. Reed's Jewelers, your home for fine Swiss timepieces, beautiful diamonds, and the world's most luxurious jewelry brands. Reed's Jewelers, trusted with life's moments. Duke basketball is also brought to you by Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. By the Hilton Garden Inn, your home base near Duke University. By Duke Health. Be a game changer. The Duke team is pioneering the future of healthcare. Your home base communities near Duke University. By Duke Health. Be a game changer. The Duke team is pioneering the future of healthcare for communities in the Triangle and beyond. Discover what's possible at careers.dukehealth.org. And by the Washington Duke Inn, honoring tradition over trend for over 30 years. This is Duke basketball from Learfield.
At Reed's Jewelers, we know that the rules of engagement were made to be broken. So don't settle for the first ring you see in the case. When you put a ring on it, make the moment your own with something that's just as unique as your love. Whether you're going big, keeping it subtle, or finding a happy medium, we're here to help you say I do with a one-of-a-kind design. Because doing things your way is what makes them mean everything. Reed's Jewelers, an official partner of Blue Devil Sports. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers in-store or online at reeds.com to chat with an expert.
He'll fire, and it's good!
This is Duke head men's basketball coach John Shire. When it comes to keeping our team healthy, we turn to the team at Duke Sports Medicine. We offer full-service sports medicine care at locations throughout the Triangle, where you can see the same experts used by Duke Athletics. Make an appointment or learn more at dukehealth.org/sportsmedicine. Go Duke!
The crowd loves that.
You're listening to Duke basketball in the ACC tournament. Back to Charlotte in 60 seconds.
Hey Duke fans, want to enhance your game day experience? Poetry Finance, official digital banking partner of Duke Athletics, is here to help. With Poetry, managing your finances is a breeze. Just download the Poetry app to discover how Poetry Finance can help you. Poetry Finance, write your own future. Start now. Financial tools for everyone. Let us help you get started at poetryfinance.com. That's poetryfinance.com.
It's tournament time for your Blue Devils. You can show your support of Duke all year long by purchasing authentic Duke merchandise from dukestore.com. Our huge assortment of Duke apparel means you won't have to go anywhere else for the perfect t-shirt, jersey, sweatshirt, or hat. The only collection of Duke merchandise in the world that actually comes to you directly from Duke University. Dukestore.com, where real Duke fans shop.
Welcome to Charlotte for the ACC tournament. Duke versus Georgia Tech, a contest today presented by Duke Stores. Shop.duke.edu, where real Blue Devil fans shop. Getting set to bring you the Blue Devils and the Yellow Jackets, tipping off at 12:03 today. Duke coming in at 28-3 from the regular season, 19-1 in the league for the number one seed. They are ranked number one in the country as well right now and on an 8-game winning streak. Georgia Tech at 17-15. They were 10-10 during the ACC regular season, got the number 8 seed, and yesterday defeated the number 9 seed Virginia 66-60 to move on to today. And they have won 8 of their 11 games since the month of February began, so playing a lot better than they were during January when they lost 5 of 6 to close that month. Joined now by Duke play-by-play voice David Shoemate as we get set to call this contest for you. And David, for the Blue Devils, the time of year has now arrived that they've been basically plotting for all year. Everything is set up to have a strong postseason. This is the first of the 2 tournaments, and certainly there's a little bit of a buzz and edge around the Duke team as they get ready to enter one-and-done time for the first time.
Yeah, I think to me it's an interesting dynamic, right? Because depending on which expert you want to look at, the Blue Devils are certainly going to be a 1 seed next week in the NCAA tournament, most likely in the East region. There is some conversation about whether or not they can surpass Auburn in terms of being the number 1 overall seed. So there's that element of this tournament, but there's also the opportunity to win a 23rd ACC title, do it for the first time since I think 2010, where they won the regular season and also win the ACC tournament. So there's that little piece of history. Also, footnote, that was the last time that the Blue Devils and Georgia Tech faced off in the ACC tournament, and the head coach of the Blue Devils had a significant role down the stretch in that one in the championship game in 2010. So there are some interesting subplots, but there's also the challenge to me that has kind of been a theme for this team of playing to a standard and what they judge themselves by versus what the external noise is all about. Because you can make a strong argument, I think a fair argument, that this ACC tournament is way more valuable to the rest of the field than it is to Duke this week. And that, to me, is going to be interesting to watch because even with that, John Roth, because of the way they've played, because of mentality, the toughness they have, with that as the backdrop, they're still the heavy favorite. Absolutely, and one of those teams, certainly that it's very important, too, is the opponent Duke's playing today, Georgia Tech, at 17-15 and 10-10 during the regular season. They are not certainly going to the NCAA tournament unless they come up with an NC State-like run through the rest of this weekend.
But we saw that happen last year with NC State, and so a team from down below the upper fold of the conference, so to speak, can certainly do it. The Blue Devils actually had it done to them. NC State, that was the team that knocked them out of this event after one game last year. So Duke's kind of got its radar up on the fact that upsets certainly can happen. But the Georgia Tech team played pretty well and at least played well inside and getting a win over Virginia yesterday. And they've got a level of toughness that, to me, they're the only team that beat Clemson and Louisville besides Duke. And those are two important wins this year in the ACC. And so they certainly have the ability to get things done, although they are struggling a little bit depth-wise right now. And
beating Virginia is no small thing for them, right? They lost 13 in a row to the Cavaliers, first time since 2016. They beat Virginia. That came yesterday. I mean, if you look beyond, really, I'd say the top three teams in the league, Duke, Louisville, and Clemson, and maybe put North Carolina in that bucket with the way they've been playing the last 3 or 4 weeks or so, Georgia Tech's the hottest team in the league beyond that grouping. I mean, they've won 6 of their last 8 of their last 11. They've been playing well, and as you said, they're doing it incredibly shorthanded. A bunch of starters, regular rotation guys are out. I think they're basically going to have 7 scholarship players available here today, but they've got a couple really nice pieces when you look at Nathan George and what he can do distributing the basketball, leading the ACC top 12 of the country at 6.5 assists per game. And then Bai Dongo is a challenge for anybody, and he has been a double-double machine. 13 this year, 7 in his last 8 games, including 16 and 10 against Virginia yesterday afternoon. He was a big piece of the puzzle why they won. Obviously, Duncan Powell led him in scoring with 21, but to me, it's George and Dongo, the two pieces you really have to pay attention to when you're facing Georgia Tech.
Absolutely. They both had double-doubles yesterday, and George as well adding the 8 assists, so not too far off of a triple-double in a pretty low-scoring game. So looking forward to seeing what the Blue Devils can do defensively. Georgia Tech's pretty solid, and Duke's going to really focus on its defense and its rebounding today to try to come up with a win in the quarterfinals and move on to the semifinals tomorrow night. Looking forward to bringing it to you. We've got a whole lot more coming your way as we head towards the 12:03 tip, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment on the Reed's Jewelers Countdown to Tip-Off.
Cut time, cut costs, cut grass. Double your runtime with free extra battery deals on Steel tools and cut through your spring cleaning to-do list. Mow, trim, cut, prune. Do it all with Steel battery. Find your deal at your local Steel dealer or shop online at steelusa.com. Get a free extra battery with select Steel tool set. Set includes battery and charger. Extra batteries up to $160 MSRP value. Offer valid for limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
This season, Duke basketball has teamed up with Duke Children's for the Charity Stripe 1000 Challenge. Thanks to 605 Hoops Heroes, over $19,000 has already been raised for the kids at Duke Children's. Fans, it's not too late to join our team and show your support. Give your $25 by texting Hoops Hero to 919-372-4159. That's 919-372-4159 and become a Duke Children's Hoops Hero today.
You're listening to Duke basketball in the ACC tournament. We'll return to Charlotte in 1 minute.
Think about the last time you moved. Remember how you said you'd never do it alone again? We know moving is tough, but at Two Men and a Truck, we make it easy. No matter the move, big or small, we'll make it a smooth one. We're the movers who care and will prove it with our 96% referral rate and courteous background check movers. We're local and affordable, and we can help at a price that won't make you wish you'd done it on your own. When you're ready, give us a call or find us online for a free estimate at twomenandatruck.com.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Welcome back to Charlotte, Spectrum Center, home of the NBA's Charlotte Hornets. Our host for the weekend in the ACC men's basketball tournament. And today the quarterfinals get underway with Duke taking on Georgia Tech in this first contest. Wake Forest and North Carolina will be in the second game this afternoon. The two winners this afternoon will play in the first game tomorrow night, ACC semifinals. And we're brought to you by Harris Teeter, where Blue Devil fans shop for groceries. One of the key figures for the Blue Devils all season long has been their graduate student point guard, Sion James. Since he moved into the lineup, they've lost only one time. That was at Clemson. Certainly he's had a really good season leading this Blue Devil team, and our David Shumate had a chance to catch up with Sion heading into the postseason.
Now to the left. There's Knipple curling on Davis into the paint, shoveled it off to James, who put it in with two hands. Not sure he held onto the rim for the dunk, but it works either way. And the lead is 3. The Blue Devils climbing back into it. 56-53. They trail 14.5 minutes to go.
I know the postseason's on the horizon. When you look back at what you guys did in the regular season, 28 wins, first time at Duke since 2015, 19 in ACC play. I know for you it's your first conference championship in your collegiate career. Kind of how do you put that in perspective, everything you guys have already done?
It's special. It really is special. We try to take it a day at a time while also recognizing that we need to celebrate the things we did. It always feels good beating Carolina, but it also feels really good getting a 19th conference win, winning the league. But we also have more to do. So that's one of those things. Just like every win we have, we enjoy it for the night, and then as soon as we came back to work afterwards, it's time to go again. We got another goal ahead of us.
I know you never know exactly what to expect when you start a new adventure. Obviously, transferring here to Duke, you wanted to compete at a really high level. You look back now, you're a starter on the team, all-defensive team in terms of the ACC. When you think about your personal journey, are there things that pop out to you or stand out in terms of what you've accomplished already?
Yeah, honestly, it's been awesome. My big thing is just the talent I've been able to play with. I played with an incredible amount of talent at Tulane. I love those guys, and I loved who I got to play with. But this is just another level, right? Like, when some of the guys are seeing on our team, I feel like they really help me grow my game. They help me be a better player. They take a lot of pressure off of me because I know if I mess up or something happens, they always have my back. So I'm really thankful for them. It's been a crazy journey.
Talent for sure, but talent doesn't lead to leading the ACC in assists, leading the ACC in assist-to-turnover ratio, one of the top teams in the country in both of those categories as well. What would you say about this team's cohesiveness and camaraderie? Because it feels like you guys share the basketball as well as anybody.
I think the biggest thing is that we got a group of guys. We got 15 guys who play the right way. They hit the open guy, take our shots when they come. But really, that's all it is. There's nothing really to it. I think the really cool part is that there's no agendas on our team. Of course, everyone has their personal agendas and where they want to go post-Duke or whatever they have in their career. But when we're on the court, it's really special that we're playing just for each other and to play the right way, hit the open guy, and keep the game really, really simple. And when you do that, you have a lot of assists and you don't make as many mistakes for the most part.
You mentioned the next chapter. Obviously, everything resets. Everybody's 0-0 as you head into the postseason. How would you describe how different these games are once you get into the ACC, but also the NCAA tournament?
It's really cool because we've done a lot of really good things and they positioned us well. But at the end of the day, they don't really mean anything because, like you said, we're 0-0. These are what I like to call just figure it out games. You know, they say, what is it? We just win or go home. Like, you literally just figure it out. You know, these are a lot of these games. Some of them will be ugly. Some of them will be nice and pretty. Some of them you'll make a lot of shots. Some of them you'll miss a lot of shots. Things happen. It's March, right? So really, when it really comes down to it, you just got to figure it out. Find a way, win the game.
And that's our David Shumate with Duke grad student Sion James. Mentioned in there that he was on the All-ACC defensive team. Also yesterday named to the National Good Works team for Winter Sports. 20 student athletes from around the country honored for their community service that participate in winter sports. Sion James, certainly a deserving member of that squad with all the community outreach he has done since he has come to Duke last year. Looking forward to this afternoon, kicking off the quarterfinals of the ACC tournament. When we come back, we're going to check in with Kyle Schasberger in our Learfield Network studios and see what else is going on around the country and the conference. That's up next on the Reed's Jewelers Countdown to Tip-Off.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Which of us, detective, do you suspect is the millionaire?
The evidence is everywhere. Your diamond necklace, Monty's new yacht, and the butler's new convertible. Admit it, you're all Maximilian scratch-off winners.
Of course we are. With 25 prizes of $1 million, you could be too.
New Maximilian from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 2.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Duke plays here.
Flying in, reverses it, up and in for two.
This is the Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield.
Whether you're in the market for a new boat or just need service or accessories for an existing boat, turn to Overbee Marine. Now with 2 locations in Kittrell and Lake Gaston, Overbee Marine offers the highest quality of marine products and services, including the latest from Sea Ray, Centurion, Avalon, Bennington, as well as Cobalt boats. Overbee Marine also offers the largest selection of parts in the region, along with full-service facilities at their 2 locations. Stop by or give them a call at 252-586-3593 or online at overbeemarine.com. Overbee Marine. Don't let adventure pass you by.
It's bow time. Sometimes the craving for Bojangles Supremes is so strong you just gotta have them. Even when your gas tank is on empty and Bojangles is still 10 miles down the highway. Nothing beats the flavor of Bojangles juicy golden Supremes, especially when they're part of a perfect combo with 4 boldly seasoned chicken Supremes, a made-from-scratch biscuit, fixin', and some legendary iced tea. The only thing that can satisfy your hunger is that delicious southern flavor. So when the craving is supreme, put the pedal to the metal. It's bow time.
Postseason coverage of Duke basketball is presented by Duke Stores. Have you checked out shop.duke.edu? Shop.duke.edu, where real Duke fans shop.
Top-ranked and top-seeded Blue Devils begin their quest of a 23rd ACC tournament title this afternoon in Charlotte. Blue Devils meet 8-seeded Georgia Tech inside the Spectrum Center. Tip time is 12:03. Inside Studio 21, I'm Kyle Schasberger. 15 of 18 league teams qualified for this year's expanded showcase. Miami, NC State, and Boston College remain home. And the Yellow Jackets earned today's quarterfinal bout with Duke via a 6-point win over 9-seeded Virginia on day 2 of the tournament yesterday. Head coach Damon Stoudemire admitted afterward that Tech played more freely and without calling many sets against the Cavaliers, a formula that will likely change this afternoon against the Blue Devils.
Duke is a team that, obviously they're different. They're long, they're athletic. I look forward to the game, though, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, the one thing I do know going into this game is that we playing our best basketball this season. And so if we weren't, maybe I wouldn't feel the way I do, but I feel as confident as I've ever felt about this group of guys. And, it's going to be a task, but we'll go in there and, we can't fear them, and, we got to do the things that we need to do. And, it's a challenge, but I think that we're all looking forward to that.
Ramblin' Wreck returned to the ACC quarterfinal round for the first time since winning it all in 2021. Their 17 wins are their most since the 2015-2016 campaign. Winner of today's game will face either 4-seeded Wake Forest or 5-seeded North Carolina at 7 tomorrow night. We'll touch on the rest of the action thus far in Queen City in a moment with a few picks from Roth and Shoemate. But last night delivered 2 more of a total 13 auto bids earned for the upcoming NCAA tournament.
The Eagles fly to the NCAA tournament for the first time in 11 seasons as the champions of the Patriot League. They beat Navy 74-52.
That's Nick Baugh, the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, American University, winning the Patriot League for the 4th time in school history. Also punching their ticket, McNeese wins the Southland for a 2nd straight season. Among the others, going dancing High Point for the first time out of the Big South, and UNCW after claiming the CAA. Walford also defeated Furman to win the SoCon, their first berth for the Terriers since 2019. John holds a 4-game lead over David with a 96-62 overall mark as we begin postseason play. Gentlemen, we got to move through these. John, let's pick Stanford and Louisville. We'll skip Carolina and Wake. That's a 7 o'clock game. Give me your winner, too, for SMU and Clemson 6-3 matchup at 9:30.
I can't go against the number 2 and 3 seeds. I'm going with, obviously, Louisville and Clemson for those 2 games to set up a big battle tomorrow night.
All right, so I need to make up ground. I think Louisville's too much for Stanford. I think Louisville's playing well. SMU. They're only lost by 10 without Boopy Miller to Clemson. So I'm going to go with SMU to spring an upset. Not sure I believe it, but you got to leave the door open when you're trying to make up ground.
Got to do what you got to do.
Got to
sell it?
Yeah, I think you did. Give me 3 more, okay? Let's go to the SEC in Nashville, 9-seeded Arkansas, 8-seeded Ole Miss. Then the Big Ten, another 9-8 matchup, Indiana and Oregon. And how about the Big 12, T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, 6-seeded Kansas, 3-seeded Arizona. 3 picks for you, David.
Wow, a lot of pressure here as I start to look this over. I know I'm not helping with making up time. All right, Arkansas, they didn't look great yesterday. I'm going to take Ole Miss winning that one. Indiana, Oregon, coin flip game. Indiana's been playing better of late. I just think Oregon's too good. And then Kansas, Arizona. Kansas looked very shaky last night. Probably should have lost to UCF, so I'll take Arizona.
Okay, I'm going to agree with them on Arizona, and I'm going to differ with them on the other two. I got Coach Cal beating Ole Miss, and I got Indiana making life difficult for certain administrators there and beating Oregon.
How about
the window of opportunity?
Yeah,
you got a chance.
How about the swan song for Mike Woodson, too, in the Hoosiers after he already said he'd step down?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, we're building you towards Duke and Georgia Tech. Plenty more to come on the Reeds Jewelers Countdown to Tip-Off when we continue on the Blue Devil Sports Network.
Hey, Blue Devil fans, it's game day, and Harris Teeter knows your party is just as important as the game. With mouth-watering wings, delicious dips, pre-ordered party platters to please any crowd, and not to mention the best pizzas, ribs, and ready-to-grill pub burgers in town. Only Harris Teeter can deliver delicious as you huddle up with family and friends to celebrate. Set a reminder to order ahead if you need party platters, and make Harris Teeter your pre-game stop before the next game. Harris Teeter, where Blue Devil fans shop for their delicious game day.
For the latest in news, notes, and special content, head to GoDuke.com. This is the Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Duke fans, want to enhance your game day experience? Poetry Finance, official digital banking partner of Duke Athletics, is here to help. With Poetry, managing your finances is a breeze. Just download the Poetry app to discover how Poetry Finance can help you. Poetry Finance. Write your own future. Start now. Financial tools for everyone. Let us help you get started at poetryfinance.com. That's poetryfinance.com.
Hi, I'm Megan Gower of Her Hoop Stats. Each week, co-host Rob Joyce and I break down all the latest around women's basketball on the Gower Hour. We analyze what's happened each week, preview what's to come, and talk with guests from around the country to make sure you're covered coast to coast from now all the way through the Final Four in April. Available each week, search and subscribe to Her Hoop Stats in your feed on Apple, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, and check out herhoopstats.com for all your women's hoops needs.
Duke and Georgia Tech from Charlotte, quarterfinals of the ACC tournament, brought to you by Valero, the fuel you need and the snacks you want, all at Valero. Download the Valero Pay Plus app to enjoy rewards and save on fill-ups. Of course, the Blue Devils finished off the regular season last Saturday, finishing with a 19-1 conference record this year by defeating arch rival North Carolina in Chapel Hill. Let's remind you all of how that game played out.
Lobs it from Malik Brown at the top of the key. To the right, Knipple. 3-ball up. Got the roll. The front of the rim, the backboard and down. Jackson has him on a switch. 10 to shoot. Malowacz comes to set a screen. A good one. Tyrese a three. Good. Give Kamon credit with the screen. Tyrese's second three, and for the first time tonight, a double-digit lead. Looks for Kahn on the right. A driving lane on Trimble. Into the paint. Collects himself. Kicks to the left. Gillis a three. And there's the answer. Mason Gillis with his 30th three of the season. Forced it up and missed it. The rebound for Cooper. Wanting to run. Got by Jackson. It's 3-on-1. James on the right. Off the window. No. Cooper there to dunk it down. And they're back within two. Brown at the top of the key. Back door. It's Knipple off the window and in. What a feed. Kahn's got 12. And Duke is back in front. Into the arms of Knipple as Withers saved it. Now a 5-on-4 numbers advantage. A bounce pass for James. In on Lubin to the cutter. Brown to throw it down. It's a 12-0 run. Timeout Tar Heels as the Blue Devils go up by 6. He crossed over, got it on Malowacz, tough scoop. No, the rebound volleyballed out, deflected by Foster. Sion James has it. 1-on-1 with Davis, a step through in the lay-in to take it to 11. Goes up on a double team and got it taken away. Cooper will lead the break. To the right, Proctor to lay it in. And the lead grows to 13. How about the defense for Cooper and Knipple? And there was a foul on that shot as well. They've done it with defense. The Tar Heels only 32% from the field here in the second half and 4-15 from three. Cooper on the left has a drive. Good night. A two-hand stop. 9 seconds. Trimble, and it's taken away by James, and that'll do it. Fitting. In the second half, they did it with defense. And the Blue Devils get it done on the road. 82-69, the final score.
So much about this game was
special. I mean, they were ready to go. Give them a ton of credit. They had a ton of fight. And for us to weather that storm into the first half, beginning of the second half, was big time.
Duke coach John Shire following the win on Saturday. Crazy game. Duke up by 15 in the first half before Cooper Flagg got into foul trouble. Down by 7 in the middle of the second half. Then a 12-0 run and winning by 13 in Chapel Hill to send them into today's ACC quarterfinals as the number 1 seed in the league. Hey, this season, Duke basketball has teamed up with Duke Children's for the Charity Stripe 1000 Challenge. Thanks to more than 600 Hoops Heroes, over $20,000 has been raised for the kids at Duke Children's. And it's not too late to join the team and show your support. You can give $25 by texting Hoops Hero to 919-372-4159. It's 919-372-4159. Become a Duke Children's Hoops Hero today. Up next, we're going to get some details on this Georgia Tech team that beat Virginia yesterday and is looking forward to taking on the Blue Devils here today with assistant coach Emmanuel Dildy. That's up next when we continue on our Reed's Jewelers Countdown to Tip-Off.
At Reed's Jewelers, we know that the rules of engagement were made to be broken. So don't settle for the first ring you see in the case. When you put a ring on it, make the moment your own with something that's just as unique as your love. Whether you're going big, keeping it subtle, or finding a happy medium, we're here to help you say I do with a one-of-a-kind design. Because doing things your way is what makes them mean everything. Reed's Jewelers, an official partner of Blue Devil Sports. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers in-store or online at reeds.com to chat with an expert.
It's tournament time for your Blue Devils. You can show your support of Duke all year long by purchasing authentic Duke merchandise from DukeStore.com. Our huge assortment of Duke apparel means you won't have to go anywhere else for the perfect t-shirt, jersey, sweatshirt, or hat. The only collection of Duke merchandise in the world that actually comes to you directly from Duke University. DukeStore.com, where real Duke fans shop.
Duke Blue Devil basketball in the ACC tournament.
Jumps up from 3. Give it to him!
More from the Queen City after this local break.
Enjoying the game but not the drink being spilled down your back or the foam finger poking you in the face? Well, head to the concession stand, grab a Lindy's Italian Ice, and take a 6-ounce vacation. A 6-ounce cup of lemon Italian Ice will make you feel like you're swaying in a hammock, and the only thing in your face is a cool, salty breeze. And that ought to have you refreshed. Now get your head back in the game and start belting out blue and white with the youthful exuberance of the freshman behind you. Yes, the same one that keeps spilling his drink down your back. Lindy's Italian Ice. Have an ice day.
Whether you're in the market for a new boat or just need service or accessories for an existing boat, turn to Overby Marine. Now with 2 locations in Kittrell and Lake Gaston, Overby Marine offers the highest quality of marine products and services, including the latest from Sea Ray, Centurion, Avalon, Bennington, as well as Cobalt boats. Overby Marine also offers the largest selection of parts in the region, along with full-service facilities at their 2 locations. Stop by or give them a call at 252-586-3593 or online at overbymarine.com. Overby Marine. Don't let adventure pass you by.
Duke and Georgia Tech start off the quarterfinals of the ACC tournament, joined now by Duke assistant coach Emmanuel Dildy. And you guys had an almost historic regular season to set yourself up for the postseason. But now the postseason is here. There's got to be a lot of excitement to get things going and to start taking on the tasks that you guys have been preparing for all year.
Definitely an excitement. We finished the regular season really good. Our guys are proud of what they've done. But, we have some veterans in the room that was here last year when we lost in the first round. And so, Tyrese, Caleb talked to the guys about, what we needed to do to make sure that doesn't happen, no matter what our record is, no matter what Georgia Tech's record is, and about, being focused heading into this postseason.
Now, Georgia Tech got things started for them yesterday by beating Virginia and did a good job with their inside game and a couple of their key players like Ndongo and George. What are a couple of keys when you look at Georgia Tech today?
We just got to do a great job of protecting our paint. I think they had 40 points in the paint yesterday versus Virginia. They're not a huge three-point shooting team. They got some guys that can make them, but we just got to make sure we do a really intentional job of stopping the ball from getting downhill and living in our paint.
George leading the ACC in assists, and he's got a pretty good connection with Ndongo. How big of a focus is he when you try to stop the ball from going downhill?
Our ball screen coverages with him have to be key. Our switches have to be key. He is a really good passer, so we're really trying to preach, deflections when he picks up the dribble, when he's looking to make those passes to Ndongo, whether that be in the pocket through the short roll or lobs. Really trying to tell our guards, trying to get as many deflections as we can to put doubt in his head that he can make those passes.
Interesting player in Duncan Powell for them. He ended up being the runner-up in the ACC for Sixth Man of the Year, but he has been starting quite a bit, had a big game with 21 points yesterday, particularly the second half. What kind of elements does he add to the game?
He's played well since our game, pretty much. I think over the last 4, he's even averaging 15 a game. We got to do a good job on him. He's a mismatch guard. He's a bigger, stronger guard that can really post us up and offensive rebound, and so we just got to have great toughness and great physicality with him.
They're pretty good on defense, one of the better defenses in the ACC. What does that mean for your offense and how you want to attack them?
We want to stay out of playing one-on-one, and we want to continue to move the ball, get the ball going from side to side, and put those guys in as many actions as we can to generate some advantages for our guys. And so they do a great job of really plugging and stopping you from getting in pain, and so our guys have to, not over dribble and be ready to kick when they see another defender bodies there.
Well, we certainly appreciate your time. Best of luck in this contest, and hope we're talking again later.
Thank you.
Duke assistant coach Emmanuel Dildy. We'll have more on Duke and Georgia Tech when we continue just a moment on the Reed Jewelers Countdown to Tip-Off.
This season, Duke basketball has teamed up with Duke Children's for the Charity Stripe 1000 Challenge. Thanks to 605 Hoops Heroes, over $19,000 has already been raised for the kids at Duke Children's. Fans, it's not too late to join our team and show your support. Give your $25 by texting Hoops Hero to 919-372-4159. That's 919-372-4159 and become a Duke Children's Hoops Hero today.
FanDuel Sports Network is your new home for your home teams.
That's what I'm talking about!
Watch all the big hits.
Oh, mercy!
Big shots.
What a dime!
Big goals.
He scores!
All in one place.
Are you kidding me?
For coverage of Blue Devils athletics, the Carolina Hurricanes, and the Charlotte Hornets, visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com today and watch all season long.
The passion, the excitement, the tradition. This is Duke basketball from Learfield.
It's bow time. Sometimes the craving for Bojangles Supremes is so strong you've just got to have them. Even when your gas tank is on empty and Bojangles is still 10 miles down the highway. Nothing beats the flavor of Bojangles Juicy Golden Supremes, especially when they're part of a perfect combo with 4 boldly seasoned chicken Supremes, a made-from-scratch biscuit, fixin', and some legendary iced tea. The only thing that can satisfy your hunger is that delicious southern flavor. So when the craving is supreme, put the pedal to the metal. It's bow time.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Welcome back to our Reed's Jewelers Countdown to Tip-Off. Reed's Jewelers is your home for fine Swiss timepieces, beautiful diamonds, and the world's most luxurious jewelry brands. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers store or online at reeds.com. Our countdown to tip-off at about 25 minutes before the Blue Devils and Yellow Jackets go at it here in Charlotte, 12:03. The appointed start time for the start of the quarterfinals here of the ACC tournament. For the Blue Devils, they've been the most successful team in the history of this event. 110 wins is more wins than any other club has achieved in this event, as well as their 22 titles. When you look at the titles distributed over the years, Duke's got 22, North Carolina's got 18, NC State has 11. That's 51 of the 71 just by those three schools, so it certainly has been a North Carolina-centric conference as far as championships won here. For the Blue Devils is as the number 1 seed. They've come into this tournament 18 times as that. This is the 19th, and they've got a 39-9 record in all of those games. And they've done very well in the quarterfinals overall, 45-19. But every year is a new year and a new game. We'll see how the Blue Devils handle Georgia Tech here, the number 8 seed in this quarterfinal. Also, shout out to the Duke women's basketball team. Since we were with you last Saturday, the Duke women have won an ACC championship. They won the ACC women's tournament last week and Sunday in Greensboro, North Carolina, knocking off NC State, the top seed, to get the tournament title. They defeated the number 2 seed, Notre Dame, in the semifinals. So congratulations to Carol Lawson and that club as they won the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. We've got a whole lot more coming your way to set you up for Duke and Georgia Tech, including David Shoemate's conversation with Duke head coach Jon Scheyer, still the only person who's ever won this event as a head coach and a player. We'll look forward to hearing Coach Scheyer's comments with David in a few moments, and a whole lot more as we continue from Charlotte on our Reach Jewelers Countdown to Tip-Off.
Cut time, cut costs, cut grass. Double your runtime with free extra battery deals on steel tools and cut through your spring cleaning to-do list. Mow, trim, cut, prune. Do it all with Steel Battery. Find your deal at your local Steel dealer or shop online at steelusa.com. Get a free extra battery with select Steel tool set. Set includes battery and charger. Extra batteries up to $160 MSRP value. Offer valid for limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
It's tournament time for your Blue Devils. You can show your support of Duke all year long by purchasing authentic Duke merchandise from DukeStore.com. Our huge assortment of Duke apparel means you won't have to go anywhere else for the perfect t-shirt, jersey, sweatshirt, or hat. The only collection of Duke merchandise in the world that actually comes to you directly from Duke University. DukeStore.com, where real Duke fans shop.
Duke basketball in the ACC tournament.
Got him! To throw it down off the inbound!
More from the Spectrum Center after this local timeout.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Play ball! It's college baseball season, and we're here to talk about it.
Every week, join Kyle Schasberger and me, David Kahn, as we deliver the best of college baseball.
We've got all the diamond talk you can imagine, with interviews from coaches, players, broadcasters, and more.
Plus, we'll give you our weekly rankings, hot takes, and a whole lot of fun.
Step into the batter's box and let us deliver our best fastball.
Wherever you podcast by searching College Sports Now.
ACC regular season champs.
It's important to reflect and understand where you are, but also now we're 0-0.
Put it up, count it in a foul.
Feels really good getting a 19th conference win, winning the league, but we also have more to do.
Just staying locked in, staying focused.
Airborne jumper is good. Oh, swatted out of there by Malawach.
Each game is meaningful. Each win is precious.
Will launch and hits. Brown to throw it down. On a three. Good. Crossed him over and threw it down. My goodness. What a move in the paint.
We've talked about one game at a time with understandings to what the bigger picture is.
We're just trying to get better every single day.
Job isn't done.
Find a way, win the game.
After a dominant run through the ACC in the regular season, the Blue Devils arrive in Charlotte in search of a 23rd ACC tournament title. And it's an event that they have had more than their fair share of success in since its inception in 1954. Duke has won 110 ACC tournament games all time, the most for any team in the history of the league, winning better than 70% of their games, also the most, and their 22 ACC titles are already
4 more than anyone else in the conference. It speaks to a standard that serves as a common thread that spans generations, from the program's first title in 1960, with Vic Bubas at the helm, to Coach K's first in 1986, and of course John Shire's first just 2 years ago in Greensboro. Winning championships is what this brotherhood is all about. And with the ultimate prize awaiting in San Antonio, there is another banner up for grabs this week in Charlotte. A journey for the Blue Devils that begins this afternoon in the quarterfinals. It's Duke and Georgia Tech, and off we go for the Queen City.
On the Blue Devil Sports Network from Learfield, you're listening to Duke Blue Devil Basketball in the ACC Tournament from Charlotte. Blue Devil Basketball is brought to you by Coca-Cola. They say Coke Zero is irresistibly tasty. Does that make it the best Coke ever? Find out for yourself. Reed's Jewelers, your home for fine Swiss timepieces, beautiful diamonds, and the world's most luxurious jewelry brands. Reed's Jewelers, trusted with life's moments. By the Hilton Garden Inn, your home base near Duke University. Duke Health. Duke Health doctors are the official team doctors for Duke Athletics. Learn more at dukehealth.org. And by the Washington Duke Inn, honoring tradition over trend for over 30 years. Still ahead, keys to victory, starting lineups, and the opening tip. This is Duke basketball from Learfield.
He'll fire, and it's good!
This is Duke head men's basketball coach John Shire. When it comes to keeping our team healthy, we turn to the team at Duke Sports Medicine. We offer full-service sports medicine care at locations throughout the Triangle, where you can see the same experts used by Duke Athletics. Make an appointment or learn more at dukehealth.org/sportsmedicine. Go Duke.
The crowd loves that.
Hey Duke fans, we want you to choose different and choose fun with Hi-Chew, the immensely fruity, intensely chewy candy that leaves your mouth watering with over 30 true-to-life flavors. Hi-Chew is available in sticks, peg bags, stand-up pouches, and unwrapped bites for when you're on the go. Head to your local grocery or convenience store to grab a bag, or search hichew.com to find Hi-Chew candy near you. That's hi-chew.com.
Follow the Blue Devils on and off the hardwood at Duke MBB. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and more. This is Duke basketball from Learfield.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Think about the last time you moved. Remember how you said you'd never do it alone again? We know moving is tough, but at Two Men and a Truck, we make it easy. No matter the move, big or small, we'll make it a smooth one. We're the movers who care and will prove it with our 96% referral rate and courteous background check movers. We're local and affordable. We can help at a price that won't make you wish you'd done it on your own. When you're ready, give us a call or find us online for a free estimate at twomenandatruck.com.
Inching you closer to tip-off, it's time to go inside the Duke locker room with head coach John Shire, presented by Duke Health. Duke Health doctors are the official team doctors for Duke Athletics. Learn more at dukehealth.org. Now, once again, here's the voice of the Blue Devils, David Shoemate.
Duke and Georgia Tech here this afternoon. Coach, you guys are coming off a tremendous regular season, 28-3. No one has ever won 19 games in league play, but imagine you're going to say all that's in the rearview mirror now. It's the reset as you get into the tournament.
You know me too well. You know, it's 0-0, and we have to take what we've learned during that time, during the 31 games. We've developed an identity, and we have to build off of that, but none of that translates. You know, it's a new season, and we're going to approach it that way.
Obviously, you guys performed well in the last week of the regular season. One of the big themes was getting healthier. You got Tyrese back on Monday night, and then obviously you got Malik back over the weekend. What did you see from those two guys as they got back into playing for him?
Well, I thought Tyrese, really had a great transition of just being himself. I think there was some initial rust right away, but then for Malik, he was. You kidding me? Like, he comes back, and what he did was special because he had not just the defense and the competitiveness how ready he was competitively, but also because of he was aggressive looking for a shot, and he had 2 big threes in that game.
There's some good things that come with being the 1 seed. Obviously, you get the double bye. There's some quirky things as well, just because of the way the tournament plays out. This will be the first time that you guys have gotten on the floor about an hour or so before the game gets started. How do you handle that? It's kind of unusual for you guys not to get a chance to shoot.
It is different, and the good part is we've played in some neutral games earlier this year where you play second or you have a shorter warm-up, and I think it's just what's expected this time, and I want our guys to understand that there's more distractions when it comes to postseason play. There's different circumstances, and you have to be fragile every step of the way.
Let's talk about Georgia Tech a little bit. Obviously, it's been about a quarter of a year since you guys played them, 3 months. You won the first meeting back in December. How much can you take from that, considering how long ago it was?
I think not much. We're so different. They're different, although of course, there are some things in that game that I think do translate, but for the most part, you have to approach it as such a different game. And, they're playing the team they've been the last 13 games. They're 9-4. They're 9-4, and they've been playing the most confident basketball. They're playing a little bit smaller. They're really spreading you, and Dongo has been really a game changer compared to, not that he wasn't playing well earlier in the year, just a much different level with what he's doing now.
You mentioned Dongo. Both he and George had a double-double yesterday against Virginia. George nearly had a triple-double. How much of a problem is he creating for other guys?
George is he's a problem, period. He's really smart. He's tough. And his passing just sets the tone for everybody. So you want to try to make him, be a scorer, although he can score. So you have to be disciplined, be aware off the ball, and then, they're going to be a team that runs a million ball screens. So you have to have your pick and roll defense has to be really tight this game with whatever coverage we're in.
I'll let you go on this. Obviously, you guys are going to be in the NCAA tournament. Georgia Tech needs to win this event to get there. If you could speak a little bit to the desperation you see from teams this time of year, the intensity that comes with that.
Yeah, you know what, March, it brings out a lot of different emotions, in you or in your opponent. And, we try to embrace it where it can be neutral. And no matter how you attack it, or no matter how somebody's feeling, it's about how you attack it and how you embrace it. So, for us along the way, we're going to focus on our energy, our readiness, our competitiveness, and our fight, because we know the opponent's going to have it for sure. And so no matter what the circumstances are regarding tournaments or not, we feel we have as much to play for as anybody.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Good luck today.
Thanks, you, mate.
Down many ways, streets, and lanes all across America, you'll find Valero at your go-to gas station, volunteering with local charities, fueling communities 365 days a year, and generally being a good neighbor. So whether you're in Texas, Louisiana, or Tennessee, or right here in Durham, you can always depend on us getting you where you need to be, in life or on the road, right now.
Which of us, detective, do you suspect is the millionaire?
The evidence is everywhere. Your diamond necklace, Monty's new yacht, and the butler's new convertible. Admit it, you're all Maximilian scratch-off winners.
Of course we are. With 25 prizes of $1 million, you could be too.
New Maximilian from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 2.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
You're listening to Duke Basketball on the Blue Devil Sports Network from Learfield.
Whether you're in the market for a new boat or just need service or accessories for an existing boat, turn to Overby Marine. Now with 2 locations in Kittrell and Lake Gaston, Overby Marine offers the highest quality of marine products and services, including the latest from Sea Ray, Centurion, Avalon, Bennington, as well as Cobalt boats. Overby Marine also offers the largest selection of parts in the region, along with full-service facilities at their 2 locations. Stop by or give them a call at 252-586-3593 or online at overbymarine.com. Overby Marine. Don't let adventure pass you by.
Enjoying the game but not the drink being spilled down your back or the foam finger poking you in the face? Well, head to the concession stand, grab a Lindy's Italian Ice, and take a 6-ounce vacation. A 6-ounce cup of lemon Italian Ice will make you feel like you're swaying in a hammock and the only thing in your face is a cool, salty breeze. That ought to have you refreshed. Now get your head back in the game and start belting out blue and white with the youthful exuberance of the freshman behind you. Yes, the same one that keeps spilling his drink down your back. Lindy's Italian Ice. Have an ice day.
And welcome back to Charlotte as we get set for the ACC tournament this afternoon, the 72nd edition of the event. David Schmidt alongside John Roth. John Rose, our producer and engineer. Back inside our network studios is Kyle Schatzberg. I guess I can't say good afternoon yet. We're still in the morning here as Littles get set for a noon tip. Fourth time this year they will have tipped at noon. Ironically enough, one of those was the first meeting with Georgia Tech, a game that they won 82-56. The Yellow Jackets are here by virtue of a 6-point win yesterday against Virginia, 66-60 game. It looked like they had in hand with a double-digit lead with just over a minute to go. Got a little shaky down the stretch as McNeely hit some threes, but Georgia Tech was ultimately able to hold on and snap their 13-game losing streak to the Cavaliers. They are the 8 seed. The Blue Devils are the 1 seed. The bracket is held. It's all chalk here today in the quarterfinals as we get it started. And John Roth, it's an intriguing challenge. The Georgia Tech team that, yes, is shorthanded, but is playing some of their best basketball this season. And, of course, the Blue Devils have set the standard in the ACC this year.
Yeah, certainly for Georgia Tech. I mean, they've won 8 of their last 11 come down the stretch of this season, and they are playing their best. And I think for the Blue Devils, one of the big things is going to be trying to contain that pick-and-roll combination of their point guard, George, and their big guy, Ndongo. And so that's certainly been a big weapon for them. Both those two guys yesterday had double-doubles, and the Blue Devils looking forward to trying to play some good pick-and-roll defense on that tandem today.
When you look at this Duke team, there's so many different ways that they can cause problems for the opposition. Obviously, it starts with Cooper Flagg, but sometimes when they go to the bench, they get a lot of production, including Malik Brown, who had 8 over the weekend.
He had a big game coming back from injury for the second time against North Carolina, impacted that game in so many ways, and knocked down a couple of three-point shots to go along with his defense and passing. So the Blue Devils can get production like that from him. Boy, that's big time.
Just a quick thought on you for the atmosphere of this one. They can fit 20,000 in here. It's a pretty good crowd, probably one of the better ones we've seen all week. But it can be a sleepy start at noon. I think that's going to be interesting to see how the Blue Devils find their own energy today.
That's exactly the point. The Blue Devils have to really bring their own energy and make this about them and what they want to do and not worry about what the crowd's going to give them or not give them.
This will be meeting number 105 between these two. The Blue Devils have won 79 of the first 104, and as we told you, won earlier this year in Atlanta, 82-56. It's Duke and Georgia Tech, the ACC quarterfinals. We'll tip it off when you come back.
Every day in the U.S., more than 9 people are killed and 1,000 injured in crashes involving a distracted driver. You can't control other motorists, but you can control how you operate your vehicle. Avoid distractions while driving, like texting or checking social media. Brought to you by Trusted Choice Independent Insurance Agents of North Carolina. Learn more at trustedchoice.com/Go Duke.
For more information, find your local independent insurance agent at insure-agent.com.
This season, Duke basketball has teamed up with Duke Children's for the Charity Stripe 1000 Challenge. Thanks to 605 Hoops Heroes, over $19,000 has already been raised for the kids at Duke Children's. Fans, it's not too late to join our team and show your support. Give your $25 by texting Hoops Hero to 919-372-4159. That's 919-372-4159 and become a Duke Children's Hoops Hero today.
Duke Blue Devil basketball in the ACC tournament. We'll have more from Charlotte after these local messages.
Hey Duke fans, want to enhance your game day experience? Poetry Finance, official digital banking partner of Duke Athletics, is here to help. With Poetry, managing your finances is a breeze. Just download the Poetry app to discover how Poetry Finance can help you. Poetry Finance. Write your own future. Start now. Financial tools for everyone. Let us help you get started at poetryfinance.com. That's poetryfinance.com.
Think about the last time you moved. Remember how you said you'd never do it alone again? We know moving is tough, but at Two Men and a Truck, we make it easy. No matter the move, big or small, we'll make it a smooth one. We're the movers who care and will prove it with our 96% referral rate and courteous background check movers. We're local and affordable. We can help at a price that won't make you wish you'd done it on your own. When you're ready, give us a call or find us online for a free estimate at twomenandatruck.com.
Duke and Georgia Tech coming up. Game 1 on quarterfinal Thursday from the Spectrum Center in Charlotte. Kyle Shasberger with you inside Studio 21. Before we go back to the Queen City, let's pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves. You're listening to Blue Devil Basketball from Learfield. The winner of top-seeded Duke, 8-seeded Georgia Tech will meet North Carolina or Wake Forest. Tar Heels has the 5 seed. Demon Deacons has the 4. That game coming up after ours today. Then Stanford and Louisville will tangle at 7 o'clock. Cardinals are the 2 seed in this week's event, and Clemson, the 3 seed, taking on SMU later on tonight. There's some other games across conference tournaments across the country. We'll keep tabs on those across some of the major conferences, but it's about time for basketball in Charlotte. So, with John Roth and engineer John Rose, we go back inside the Spectrum Center. Here's the voice of the Blue Devils, David Shoemate.
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. Yeah, half the ACC tournament already complete, and the regular season champs are about to hit the floor for the first time. One of the busiest days across the country. Kyle's going to keep you updated all afternoon long. We got our eyes locked in on the 1-8 matchup here in the ACC quarterfinals as Duke takes on Georgia Tech. Let's get you into tonight's starting lineups, or today's starting lineups. We'll begin with the Yellow Jackets. They're 17-15 overall. They finished league play 10-10 in the regular season, and as we told you earlier, knocked out the 9 seed yesterday, 66-60. The win over Virginia, their first ACC tournament win since 2021. Same starting 5 here today at the point. It's number 1, Nathan George. He's a sophomore guard, 6'3", 185 out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. He averages 6.5 assists per game. That leads the ACC and 12th nationally. Number 0 is Lance Terry. He's a redshirt senior guard, 6'3", 200-pounder out of College Park, Georgia. Averages just shy of 15 per game, had 4 and 6 in the win over the Cavaliers. Number 3 is Jaden Mustaf, freshman guard, 6'5", 210, out of Bowie, Maryland. Double figures 8 times this year. He had 8 and 8 against the Cavaliers. Number 31 is Duncan Powell, redshirt junior forward, 6'8", 235 out of Dallas, Texas. The runner-up for the ACC Sixth Man of the Year. He had 21 against Virginia. And rounding out the starting 5 is number 11, Baidongo, the sophomore forward, 6'9", 240 out of Senegal. Averages 14 and 9 per game. Third team All-ACC selection, had a double-double against Virginia. 16 and 10 for head coach Damon Stoudemire in his second season in Atlanta. The associate head coach is Carl Hobbs, and the assistants are B.J. Elder, Pershing Williams, Nate Babcock, and Bonzi Wells. Meanwhile, the Blue Devils champions outright in the ACC regular season, 28-3 overall, 19-1 in the regular season in the ACC, coming off their 8th consecutive win over the weekend against North Carolina, 82-69, in the same starting 5 here this afternoon.
Tyrese Parker, guard, junior, Sydney, Australia.
Con Knipple, wing, freshman, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Sion James, guard, graduate student from Sugar Hill, Georgia. Cooper Flagg, small forward, freshman, Newport, Maine.
Kaman Madid Malwaj, I'm a center, freshman, and I'm from South Sudan, Rumbek.
And they'll hit the floor this afternoon for head coach John Shire in his 3rd season at the helm. The associate head coaches, or head coach, I should say at this point, is Chris Carroll, as Jay Lucas is off to Miami. The assistants, Emmanuel Dildy and Will Airy, and the director of player development is Justin Robinson. All ACC awards came out earlier this week. We'll leave our conversation about the coach and defensive player of the year to the side for the moment. But the player of the year and rookie of the year was Cooper Flagg, the freshman out of Newport, Maine. 4th Blue Devil to do so, winning both awards, joining Zion Williamson, Marvin Bagley, and Jalil Okafor. Meanwhile, the other guys that got honored, Sion James was on the ACC All-Defensive Team, Tyrese Proctor, All-ACC 3rd Team, Con Knipple, All-ACC 2nd Team, the All-Rookie Team as well, and Kaman Maluach, honorable mention, All-ACC, and the All-Rookie Team as well. As the Blue Devils are the home team, technically, is the higher seed, so Georgia Tech is going to wear old gold jerseys and shorts with white numerals and a little bit of, I'd say, navy lettering with the Georgia Tech logo at the bottom of the shorts. Meanwhile, for the Blue Devils in the familiar home whites with Duke Blue numerals and lettering, a Duke Blue stripe down the side and an Iron Duke D logo in white at the bottom of the shorts. Twirling his whistle in his right hand, Ted Valentine's going to lead our ACC officiating crew here today. He's assisted by Tony Henderson and Jamel Spearman. By the way, classy move. All the officials this week are wearing green whistles. That's in honor of Ramey Styons, who passed away over the summer. They've been wearing green wristbands all season long and wearing green whistles here this week. Fitting tribute to a longtime ACC official that passed away suddenly over the summer. Pretty good crowd on hand for a noon start in the quarterfinals. Obviously heavily tilted in favor of the Blue Devils as the upper bowl is open, and imagine it'll get more full as the day moves along. The second quarterfinal is North Carolina and Wake Forest, so probably pretty rowdy in the second half, one would think, as it'll be Kaman Maluach to jump it off opposite by Dongo as the Blue Devils look for their 29th win of the season, looking to make it to the semifinals tomorrow night. Great to have you with us from the Spectrum Center. Jamel Spearman, one of our officials, has the basketball in hand. The spotlight centered on center court. And now we're ready to go in the quarterfinals. The basketball in the air, and the Blue Devils control the opening tap. It'll be Sion James to bring it across as we see things behind the team benches here at the Spectrum Center. We're going to watch the Blue Devils go right to left here in this first half. James has it on the right, looking inside, nobody open. Waits, lobs, Maluach catches, missed the dunk, trying to get his own rebound, he did. So a second opportunity. Back up top, Proctor a three. No, Maluach tapped the rebound out, and Georgia Tech has it. So they got the play they wanted, just missed the dunk at the rim. And then a wide open three that wouldn't fall. The three-point shooting in this tournament has not been very good. Something to keep an eye on here this afternoon as James kicks the basketball as Georgia Tech was trying to feed the post along the left sideline. So they'll reset the shot clock to 20, and Georgia Tech will inbound sideline left. Powell to get it in, waiting, sends it up top for Dongo. Wants to drive on Maluach, cut off by James, got all the way to the hoop though and laid it in. By Dongo has the first 2 points of the ball game, and Georgia Tech is on the board first here in the opening minute.
They had a lot of points in the paint yesterday. I think 40 against Virginia. They're looking to do that again today if they can.
As Knippel has it on the right, probing, bounces one to the right baseline, and Cooper Flagg into the paint, kicks to the left. James will take a three, and it won't go. The rebound inside for Georgia Tech and Mustaf. Of course, the Blue Devils the best three-point shooting team in the ACC. They make more than 10 per game. On the left, curling inside George. Nearly lost it, got it back, bounced it for Powell on the right. Cooper defending him. Mustaf has it now. Working with a right-hand dribble, trying to turn the corner on Cooper. Backs out in the corner, 10 to shoot. Dongo has it on the baseline now. Thought about a jumper, drives by Maluach. Got it blocked, though. Nice recovery by Kaman. 6 to shoot. It's Powell inside. Went up. He walked. Took a second for the whistle to go. Went up. Nowhere to go with the basketball. Came back down. And a turnover for the Yellow Jackets.
Nowhere to go with the basketball because Kaman Maluach playing good, solid defense down on the low block.
And Sion James brings it across midcourt, leaves it for Cooper Flagg at the top of the key. 18-20 to play in our first half. The Blue Devils looking for their first points. Knippel will give it to him, driving across the paint, and he lays it in with the left hand. Kahn, the freshman out of Milwaukee, averaging nearly 14 points a game now. 78 assists and just 39 turnovers. 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. On the left baseline, it's Powell. Spinning on Knippel, can't get by. Backs him down to the block. Still searching for space into the paint. Steps all the way through to the right. Volleyballed out of bounds by Maluach. Powell hunting his shot early, and Kaman sized it up. There'll be 9 to shoot for Georgia Tech when they inbound on the right baseline.
Already 2 blocks by Kaman here in the first 2 minutes and 8 seconds.
And it'll be Lance Terry to cue it in. He only had 7 points in the first meeting. Their leading scorer, nearly 15 a game. Thinking about a lob to midcourt. Throws a lollipop into the arms of Dongo on the right baseline. Trying to drive Proctor. Spins. Cut off by Maluach. 5 to shoot. He goes cross court for Powell. 2 on the timer. Going to have to fire over Knippel. He missed the 3. The rebound for Maluach. No. Couldn't control it. Dongo has it. And a fresh 20 for Georgia Tech. Probing George at the top of the key. Sends it to the right for Dongo. Waiting, backs out, crossing over on Maluach once, twice, lost it. Somehow got it back and then threw it out near midcourt for Terry. Late whistle and a foul coming on Knippel. And that'll be the first on Kahn as Dongo is still down. They kind of went down in a heap together. And that'll be the first foul on either team.
Well, you know if there's a loose ball anywhere that Khan's going to be going to the floor.
Oh, a slow start offensively, to say the least. The two teams have combined 2 for 8, I should say, 1 for 4 apiece. And off the inbound, a steal for Cooper. They were trying to get it to Dongo. And now Flagg will lead the break. Underhand scoop to the right, to the corner. Proctor, a ball faking a drive. Left it back outside for Cooper Flagg. Behind the back to Proctor. Oh, he couldn't hit a 3. Malowacz got a hand on the rebound, saved it to Knipple. Off to the left it goes, and Sion James. The Blue Devils flowing offensively now to the corner. Knipple, a ball faking a drive all the way in. Hesitation move off the window and down, and they've got their first lead of the day.
Con Knipple with both field goals so far.
Nearly had the assist of the tournament early on as Cooper went behind the back, but Proctor couldn't hit the 3. George to the left, cut off by James. Into the corner it goes. Powell trying to drive Cooper, nothing doing. Back up top for George. Curls around to the right, drives into the paint, floating out of bounds. Able to save it for Mustaf. Up top, Powell a 3. Good. As Georgia Tech has their first one from outside. Powell has all 5 of their points, and they're back in front, 5-4. 16:30 to play in the half.
They only made 2 threes yesterday.
I think they only took like 9. Meanwhile, the Blue Devils turn it over. Cooper lost it along the sideline. Mustaf the other way, got inside, dumped it off for George, who couldn't hit the buddy. Cooper's got the rebound. He wants to run. It's 4-on-3, right to left. Waiting. Looking to the right, fed it to Malowacz. Kaman right back to Cooper Flagg. 20 to shoot, top of the key. Jumps up, can't hit a 3. Long rebound, kicked out to Proctor. Back to Cooper. He'll reload, and it wouldn't go again. The Blue Devils have struggled from outside in the early going. They've missed their first 5 from outside, and they trail by 1. On the left, Nathan George for Georgia Tech. Can't hit a 3. And the rebound for Cooper Flagg. Long hit ahead for Proctor. Slicing down the paint on George. He'll scoop it up and get the roll. Crashing out of bounds. Able to get back to his feet, but he does give the Blue Devils the lead again, 6-5. Quickly down court, Terry for Georgia Tech. 4.5 minutes in. Terry in front of Cooper Flagg. Shoveled it over to the right. And George. As Isaiah Evans and Caleb Foster waiting to check in, as is Malik Brown driving the left side of the paint as George. Hesitation fall away is good. His first field goal. He averages about 12 per game. And Georgia Tech takes the 7-6 lead. Just about 5 minutes in. James along the left sideline, spinning back to the middle. Waiting, Cooper being held by Powell. They let it go, send it back up top to Malowacz. And now a handoff for Proctor. He'll take another one. Another 3 that wouldn't go. 0 for 6 from outside to start, and here comes Georgia Tech left to right.
Not totally shocking. This is really the first time the Blue Devils have been able to shoot in this gym. They didn't get any really pre-tournament workouts in here, so they're just getting used to the rims here from warm-ups and now.
George to the right, cut off by Proctor. Up top it goes to Dongo. Now back for George. Into the pocket for Dongo. Slicing in on Malowacz. Off the window, and he'll have a chance for 3 as Kaman picks up his first foul, and we've got a timeout. 14:36 to play in our opening half. The Blue Devils trail it early, 9-6 here in Charlotte.
Oh, what a great camping trip for the Williams family. It was epic, Zach. And this week's MVP was their 2024 Ford Bronco SUV, Matt. Absolutely. It hauled everything and everyone to this great spot by the lake. And get them back in time for the big game. Yeah, let's go! Let's go. With the Ford Bronco or Bronco Sport SUV on your team, it's game on. For the latest offers, go to buyfordnow.com or see your Carolina Ford dealer today.
He'll fire, and it's good!
This is Duke head men's basketball coach John Shire. When it comes to keeping our team healthy, we turn to the team at Duke Sports Medicine. We offer full-service sports medicine care at locations throughout the Triangle, where you can see the same experts used by Duke Athletics. Make an appointment or learn more at dukehealth.org/sportsmedicine. Go Duke.
The crowd loves that.
Back here in Charlotte, 14:36 to play in our opening half. The Blue Devils trail it by 3 early, 9-6. And today's game between Duke and Georgia Tech is presented by Duke Stores. Visit shop.duke.edu, where real Duke fans shop. David Shoemate alongside John Roth. John Rose, our producer and engineer, back inside our network studios this afternoon is Kyle Schassberger. Worth noting, although it is the last week of the season as we head towards the NCAA tournament, the Blue Devils did take over the number 1 ranking in the AP poll this week. First time they've been number 1 since November of 2021. Now 146 weeks as the number 1 team in the country, the most of any program nationally. For a while now, they've been the top team in the net in KenPom. Georgia Tech, if you're wondering, is number 111 in the net, number 98 in the KenPom rankings. But the Jackets have the lead right now, 9-6 with 14:36 to play in the half, and they're headed to the free throw line when we get back to action.
Yeah, good start by Georgia Tech in this contest so far, and the Blue Devils have just been a little cold from beyond the arc thus far, going 0 for 6 here to start the game. They've been solid when they've gone inside to the paint, but certainly still warming up to the shooting environment here in the Spectrum Center. This is their first appearance here this tournament this year.
And as we told you, with that dead ball come changes to the lineup. Malik Brown is out there for the first time, the transfer from Syracuse, junior forward, 6'9", 222 out of Culpeper, Virginia. Also, Caleb Foster's in, sophomore guard out of Harrisburg, North Carolina, been a double figure 7 times this year. And the sharpshooter out of Fayetteville, the freshman, wearing number 3, Isaiah Evans. Looks like Knipple and Cooper are going to stay as the other two out there. Let's talk about Caleb a little bit. Here's a guy who didn't play in the game against Wake Forest, came in midway through the second half against North Carolina, provided a spark defensively, also had a nice driving score. That is something, you know, when you're kind of in and out of the lineup a little bit, to come out and make some huge plays. Ended up playing 9 minutes in the second half against the Tar Heels.
Yeah, Coach John Shire pulled Caleb aside after the Wake Forest game and talked to him, since he hadn't gotten into the game when just about everybody else did, and just told him he needed to be ready. And Caleb really put in 2 hard days of practice after that Wake game to get ready for North Carolina. He was certainly ready when the number was called. I know one of the plays that coaches liked the most was not a shot or when he was guarding R.J. Davis, but there was a loose ball that he dove for and poked away, and the Blue Devils turned it into a fast break, and it just showed he was willing to get on the floor and make any play that was necessary for his team. He is certainly a team guy, and the Blue Devils looking forward to seeing what he can contribute here during this event.
And now the timeout will be Dongo shooting a free throw. Worth noting, Darion Sutton is into the game for the first time, the freshman forward for Georgia Tech, and it looks like Ibrahim Soare is going to check in.
That might be as far as they go, too. Yesterday, they only played 7.
As the free throw is good. I do see down there Ryan Mutombo looks to be dressed. Who knows if it... Nope, he's wearing sweats at the bottom of shorts. So it's going to be 7 for them. Something to keep an eye on. The Blue Devils certainly have a depth advantage in this ball game, but right now, the Blue Devils trail by 4, 10-6, 5.5 minutes in.
They did have, Georgia Tech, 2 guys that played all 40 yesterday.
Cooper up top, Knipple off of the screen set by Brown. Probing into the paint, back up top Cooper. He'll drive, got a step on Powell, all the way to the rim, banks it home for 2. His first field goal cuts the deficit in half. It's 10-8. And across midcourt comes Nathan George. Bounces one over to the left, and Terry shoveled it to the right, and George. Into the corner now, Powell, right back for George. And catch along the sideline, thought about a 3. Instead, George will probe to the baseline, cut off, lobbed it over his head, back for Powell. He'll take it over Cooper and hit it. So Duncan Powell continuing where he left off yesterday when he had 21. He's got 8 here early, and Georgia Tech leads by 5, 13-8 with 13:44 to play in the half.
Particularly strong in the second half yesterday with 15 of those 21 after intermission.
Brown bounces one for Caleb Foster off of the screen set by Malik to the free throw line, peels out of it to the top of the key. Now further to the right and Con Knipple. Off of the screen set by Caleb Foster. Into the paint he goes. Thought about a step away, threw it into traffic, deflected, taken away. Last touch by Georgia Tech on the way out of bounds. The Blue Devils, I think, somewhat fortunate there not to turn it over for the second time today.
Knipple and Brown trying to make an exchange right inside the free throw line, just didn't work.
Foster to inbound, left baseline right side of the hoop. Finds Cooper Flagg, probing on the baseline, rises up over Powell, can't hit it, and the rebound for Sutton inside. So here comes Georgia Tech across midcourt with a 5-point lead just about 7 minutes in. George threw it into traffic, deflected by Cooper. He's going to get called for a reach-in. Or will it be on Georgia Tech? They're going to call it on Soare. So after the theft, they say Soare bumped Cooper Flagg. And the Blue Devils will be in possession. That's the first foul on the Yellow Jackets. Only 3 fouls combined called here in the first 7 minutes or so.
Cooper kind of shaking off his right hand after that.
Looks to be okay, though. The Blue Devils, though, just 4 of 12 to start the ball game and 0 of 6 from 3. Caleb has it on the right, defended by George. Swings it low, looking up top for Knipple. He's got it now. Kahn, couple of jab fakes. Wants to drive, got inside, kicks to the corner. Evans a 3. No, and the rebound weak side for George. So that's 7 straight misses from outside to start. George to the top of the key. Waiting, Takes the screen from Soiree, turns it down, in fact, trying to drive Cooper into the paint, steps through, kicks to the corner. Sutton trying to drive Evans, can't get by. Back outside for Terry. Half the shot clock is gone. Oh, he walks. Yeah, shuffled the pivot foot. I think he was trying to get to Sutton, who was slicing into the paint, and by the time Sutton realized the pass was coming, Terry had to eat it, and it's a third turnover for Georgia Tech.
Took the official just a second to realize, yes, I did just see that travel, and he blew the whistle, so a turnover for Georgia Tech. Let's see if the Blue Devils can score off this one. They've already scored twice, 4 points off of Georgia Tech's first 3 turnovers.
Trying to get the offense going. We're 8 minutes in. They've only got 8 points so far. They're the highest scoring team in the league. Cooper has it on the right. Wants to drive. Got a quick first step to the corner. Caleb will launch. Can't hit a 3. 0 for 8 from outside.
Duke's
These
had
are
some
good
decent
looks, too.
Yeah, same. Yep.
And across midcourt comes George. The pace, the score, I would imagine exactly where Georgia Tech wants it. As Terry comes off of a screen set by Dongo. Waiting, bounces one to the baseline. Dongo catches in front of Knipple. Goes cross court for Powell. He'll take another 3 and hit again. Duncan Powell has 11 already, and Georgia Tech is doubling up the Blue Devils. It's 16-8, 11:38 to play in the half.
Duncan Powell on fire so far, 3 for 4 from beyond the arc.
Caleb on the drop, bodied up by George once, twice, and there's the whistle. As he got inside, we'll see who to call it on with 11:29 to play in the half. The foul will be on Nathan George. That's his first, and we've got a timeout. Duke with some work to do. 11:29 to play until the break. They trail at 16-8.
Which of us, detective, do you suspect is the millionaire?
The evidence is everywhere. Your diamond necklace, Monty's new yacht, and the butler's new convertible. Admit it, you're all Maximilian scratch-off winners.
Of course we are. With 25 prizes of $1 million, you could be too.
New Maximilian from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 2.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
You're listening to Duke basketball in the ACC tournament. Back to Charlotte in 60 seconds.
It's bow time. Sometimes the craving for Bojangles Supremes is so strong you just gotta have them. Even when your gas tank is on empty and Bojangles is still 10 miles down the highway. Nothing beats the flavor of Bojangles Juicy Golden Supremes, especially when they're part of a perfect combo with 4 boldly seasoned chicken Supremes, a made-from-scratch biscuit, fixin', and some legendary iced tea. The only thing that can satisfy your hunger is that delicious southern flavor. So when the craving is supreme, put the pedal to the metal. It's bow time.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Just getting started here in Charlotte, 11:29 to go in the first half. The Blue Devils trail it by 8, 16-8. And don't forget that the FanDuel Sports Network is your new home for your home teams. Watch all the big hits, big shots, big goals, all in one place. For coverage of Blue Devils athletics, the Carolina Hurricanes, and the Charlotte Hornets, visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com today and watch all season long. David Shumate alongside John Roth. John Rose, our producer and engineer, back inside our network studios, is Kyle Schasberger. If you looked at that first meeting, there was one lead change as the Blue Devils dominated. They led by 5 at halftime, somewhat misleading because they had a big lead that kind of got whittled down. Then they really blew it open in the second half, outscoring Georgia Tech 41-20 to win it by 26. But you wouldn't know it watching the first 8 minutes of change here today. John Roth, Georgia Tech, shooting the ball well, particularly with Powell. He's already got 3 threes, by the way, cleaning up. He's only got 9 points officially. They gave one of his buckets to Baidongo, who's got 5, and Georgia Tech kind of getting what they want right now on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, they are, and they've doubled up Duke on the scoreboard, and they've doubled up Duke in the rebounding statistics as well, 10-5. And for Duke, I know we're talking about just getting started. They have really actually yet to get started. They've hit only 4 out of 14 shots and missed all 8 of their attempts from three-point range, so they're still warming to the task here in Charlotte as this ACC tournament gets underway with them only scoring 8 points in the first 8 minutes.
Some of this is because of the missed shots, but it is notable that a team that leads the ACC with 17 assists per game doesn't have one yet.
Yeah, they've made 4 shots, and they have not, any of them, been the beneficiary of an assist. They've also still taken care of the ball like they usually do. They've only had 1 turnover, so many of their shots and looks have been okay in the flow of the offense, just haven't dropped.
Out of the timeout, it'll be Sion James, Tyrese Proctor, Isaiah Evans, Cooper Flagg, and Kaman Malawach, the 5 on the floor. And it'll be Sion to inbound it. Left baseline, right side of the hoop with 20 to shoot. Waiting. Looking for somebody. Having a hard time. Finds Evans up top. A ball fake. Steps to the right. Kicks to Proctor. And now Tyrese will organize the offense. Cooper comes to set a screen. Tyrese drifts to the left. Back to Cooper on the right. Into the paint on Powell. Steps through. Raked out a couple of different times. Put it up. Wouldn't go. The rebound kicks into the corner. And Georgia Tech able to fish it out with Powell. So a chance for Georgia Tech to add to this 8-point lead with 11 minutes to play in the half. As the Blue Devils really struggling from the field now, 4 of 15. It's George off of the screen set by Dongo. Now sends one to the corner and Sutton. Bounces it for Dongo, right back to Sutton. At the right wing extended, he hits a 3. Sutton with his first 3 of the season. He was 0 of 6 coming in, and Georgia Tech leads by 11. 19-8 with 10:40 to play in the half. A stunning start here in Charlotte. Proctor trying to change that. Fed Malawach left side of the paint. And now James has it. He'll take a 3 on the left. No. The Blue Devils can't buy a bucket from outside. They're 0 for 9. Georgia Tech is 4 of 6. Spinning is George. Drifts to the right. Jumper, nope. Thought about 1 for 15. Instead threw a cross court into the arms of Terry in front of James. Wants to drive Sion into the paint. Righty scoop. Off the window, no. Tap follow, no. And Malawach has the rebound. See if the Widows can get something in transition. It's Sion crossing over on Powell. Spins to the middle. Goes up. Banks it home. His first field goal. Cuts it to 9.
Blue Devils fast break points. They get about a dozen a game, and they can certainly use more right now.
And that ends a scoring drought that had been more than 4 minutes. Midway point of the opening half, Duke down 19-10. Terry has it on the right. A handoff for Sutton. Now back up top for George. Off of the screen set by Dongo. Waiting, drifts to the right. George jumps up from 3. Too strong. The rebound for Cooper. And Flagg will lead the break. Tyrese got tackled in backcourt by Dongo, and now we get a foul call on by Dongo, and that'll be his first. As the Blue Devils will inbound in backcourt. Cooper with the one-handed rebound. We get another look at the rebounding action. Proctor was trying to get free, and then when Dongo fell, he brought down the Blue Devils starting guard. That'll be the 3rd team foul on Georgia Tech. Duke has been whistled for 2. Here comes Sion James across midcourt. Bounces one up top for Con Knipple. So the screen set by Malawach. Con on the drive. Got airborne. Fed it to Malawach. Alone inside. 2 guys crash at him. He goes up and scores anyway. Good patience in the paint. And they're back within 7. It's 19-12 with 9:17 to play in the half.
Nice work by Malawach that time. Just waiting for the exact right moment to turn and flip it in.
Dongo. Inside, looking for Terry. Ricocheted off the backboard, deflected by Gillis, and then Knipple was fouled on the rebounding action. That'll be on Lance Terry, and that's his first. So the Blue Devils starting to turn the wick up defensively, and it's leading to better looks at the offensive end.
Yeah, nice work by Mason Gillis as well off the bench on that possession, battling for the rebound.
As Mason Gillis is out there for the first time, the grad transfer from Purdue. Forward out of Newcastle, Indiana. He's out there with Knipple, James Proctor, and Malawach. Con at the top of the key. Waiting, drifts to the right, back to the left. Turns down the screen from Kaman, sends it back up top for Tyrese Proctor. He'll drive into the paint, lost it. Out of his left hand, into the arms of Dongo. A race to the other end with Terry, who will dunk it down. So the Blue Devils turn it over, and Georgia Tech cashes in. They're back up by 9, 21-12. Quickly down court, Gillis, and now Tyrese. Up top, Sion James into the arms of Malawach. At the right elbow extended. Kaman looking backdoor, not there for Proctor. To the right it goes in Knipple. Off of the screen set by Kaman. Con a 3. No. The rebound high into the air, claimed by Malawach, who threw it, tried to save it off of George, but into the arms of Mustaf. We approach 8 minutes to play in the half. Duke down 21-12. Up top it's Powell, over to the left and George. Nathan George defended by Gillis on a switch. Lobs it for Powell along the left baseline. Faces up on Proctor. 13 on the shot clock. Waiting, backs him down, cross court, into the arms of Dongo, up on Maluach, off the window and down, and back to a double-digit lead for Georgia Tech. He's got 7, 23-12, with 7:50 to play in the half. Knipple curling into the paint. A lob for Maluach, too tall. Tap follow wouldn't go. The rebound kicked out. Powell trying to get it. Knipple knocked it loose, and somehow Dongo got it. Then Maluach picked up a foul, crashing into him. Timeout on the floor. 7:38 to play until the break. The Blue Devils trail by 11, 23-12.
Down many ways, streets, and lanes all across America, you'll find Valero at your go-to gas station, volunteering with local charities, fueling communities 365 days a year, and generally being a good neighbor. So whether you're in Texas, Louisiana, or Tennessee, or right here in Durham, you can always depend on us getting you where you need to be, in life or on the road, right now.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up, home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Hey, Duke fans, want to enhance your game day experience? Poetry Finance, official digital banking partner of Duke Athletics, is here to help. With Poetry, managing your finances is a breeze. Just download the Poetry app to discover how Poetry Finance can help you. Poetry Finance, write your own future. Start now. Financial tools for everyone. Let us help you get started at poetryfinance.com. That's poetryfinance.com.
Back in Charlotte, Duke and Georgia Tech in the ACC quarterfinals, and Yellow Jackets having their way with the Blue Devils thus far. They lead 23-12 with 7:38 to go in the first half. Let's check some of these in-game statistics presented by Steel. Trusted Steel power in the palm of your hand. Visit your local Steel dealer or shop online at steelusa.com. By far the most glaring statistic here thus far that explains why the Blue Devils are down by 11 is the three-point shooting. Duke has gone 0 for 10 from beyond the arc to start this contest. Has not yet made a three. They've hit 6 out of 9 from two-point range, but that's only 6 out of 19 total for the game, 31%. The leader has been Con Knipple with 2 field goals made. Nobody else has made more than 1, including Cooper Flagg. He's been held to 1 out of 5 so far. On Georgia Tech's side, they've been relatively hot. 9 out of 16 for 56%, and even better percentage from three-point range, where they're 4 out of 7. The leader there has been Duncan Powell, 3 for 4 from 3 for 9 points to lead them, but Dongo also been involved in the scoring as well with 7 points. Rebounding, Georgia Tech leads Duke 12-8. Turnovers, fairly even, Georgia Tech 5, Duke 4. But one of the key statistics we've looked at all year and kind of defining how Duke's playing on offense is their assist total. Usually they're somewhere near the 50% or more ratio of assists to made field goals. This contest so far, they've only had 1 assist and there's 6 made field goals. But I think really, David, the big thing is only 6 made field goals so far in 12 and a half minutes as they're down by 11.
Yeah, only 12 points for a team that averages 83.5 per game. And the stats, maybe not what you expect, and maybe why Georgia Tech has this lead you wouldn't expect. The Blue Devils have outscored them in the paint 12-8, but Georgia Tech is plus 12 from behind the three-point line, where they're 4 of 7. They only make about 7 per game. The Blue Devils more than 10. But Duke is 0 for their first 10 from outside, as it'll be Sion James, a graduate student at Sugar Hill, Georgia, back out there with Con Knipple, Cooper Flagg, Malik Brown, and Mason Gillis. Georgia Tech in possession, trying to add to their biggest lead of the ball game. And it'll be Terry who scoops one to the right, and Mustaf looking backdoor for Terry. It's not there. Comes off of the screen up top. Brown has him on a switch. Mustaf backs out. Sends it to the right, and Nathan George. Shot clock down to 12. George with James defending. Waiting, crossed over a couple of times, trying to split a double team, cannot. 8 to shoot. Sends it to left, and Powell already with 3 threes. Jumps up over Gillis. Air ball out of bounds and over to the Blue Devils. Good contest from Mason Gillis. And a chance for the Blue Devils to go to work offensively, trailing by 11.
I know Coach John Shire talked to his team this morning and told them the two biggest things for us are our defense and our rebounding. And so far, that was a good, solid defensive possession there to get the ball back for his team.
And they are starting to close the gap on the boards, being out-rebounded now 12-9. As they go to the right corner, Cooper, a ball fake, a drive on Powell, got inside, went up, blocked by Dongo right at the rim. And here comes Georgia Tech the other way. Powell, a bounce ahead for Dongo to the right corner. Terry, a three. No, offline right. Rebound fought for Powell, trying to save it. He did off Knipple. So Georgia Tech will have possession again. The Blue Devils, another scoring drought. They had a 4-minute one earlier. This one's now over 2.5 minutes. And one of the rare times we've been able to say this year, John Roth, unfortunately, Georgia Tech is quicker to lose basketballs right now.
They were that time for sure. Yep.
It'll be George to inbound, lobs it into the corner for Dongo. Back up top for Powell. We're under 7 minutes to go in the half. Duke trailing by 11. Drifting to the right, Mustaf. Brown has him. Mustaf wants to drive Malik into the paint. Lobs it back up top. Powell back into the paint. Mustaf catches in front of Brown. Thought about a free throw line jumper. Sends it back outside, 2 to shoot. Powell over Knipple. Can't hit that one. Dongo nearly came over the back on Gillis, but he's got the rebound. And here come the Blue Devils right to left. Badly in need of a bucket. It's Gillis at the top of the key. Waiting. Sends it to the right, Knipple. Steps closer along the right baseline. Steps back. Can't hit a three. They've missed their first 11. And here comes George across midcourt. We approach 6 minutes to play in the half. 23-12, Georgia Tech in front. George whips it to the right. Mustaf wants to drive James into the paint, fades away, fouled, and he'll shoot two. I think it was Malik who hit him on the head, but they're going to give the foul to Sion James. That's his first. By the way, Malawach is on the bench with 2 fouls, if you're wondering why you haven't heard his name in a little bit. And more free throws for Georgia Tech. They've taken the only free throw so far. And it'll be Mustaf who shoots a pair. And as he does, we remind you that Blue Devil Basketball is brought to you in part by Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Mustaf this year, 69.7% at the line. And the first one here is too strong. It's an interesting conundrum, I'd say, at the moment, because a lot of these threes have been wide open, John Ross, but you do wonder if the Blue Devils are just going to have to decide at some point to pound it inside because the threes are not falling right now.
Yeah, maybe try something else and then come back to those later on after you get settled in and get this game a little bit closer.
Mustaf 1 out of 2. Georgia Tech has their biggest lead, 24-12, with 5:50 to play in the half. Sion James sends it for Cooper Flagg to the top of the key. Swings it low. Waiting on a screen, gets it from Brown, lobs it back to him. Brown catches to Proctor on the right. Another three that's missed. Brown got a hand on the rebound, last touch by him on the way out of bounds. So 0 for 12 from outside. And again, a wide open three. Now I say go pound it inside. Georgia Tech is packing paint. There's, trying to take that away.
Georgia Tech should be recognized as one of the top 5 defenses in the ACC, and so they're trying to take away things inside and conceding a little bit some of these three-point shots.
They only allow 72 per game. As Powell has it in the left corner. Knipple there defensively. Up top, deflected by Brown. Into backcourt, it came to George. 10 to shoot. As he brings it across the timeline, 8 and 7. Crossing over on Brown, ran into a brick wall. Back pedals, 4 to shoot. Reloads, drives inside. Tough scoop. Didn't get it to go. Tap follow good for Dongo. Dongo cleans it up. He's got 9, and it's a 14-point lead for Georgia Tech, and Malik Brown is injured, holding his left shoulder. And it's gone from bad to worse for the Blue Devils here in the first half. As he goes over to the bench, Jose Fonseca talking to him, working on that left shoulder.
As you might remember, he separated it at the Virginia game in Charlottesville and had to miss several games after that. Just came back last weekend against North Carolina for the first time since the Virginia game, and now being taken back to the locker room for treatment. Does not look...
You just hate to see that.
Yeah.
As he's heavily favoring that shoulder as they head to the back with the medical staff. And the officials stop play, I believe, for the injury. I don't see either side being called for a timeout. And it looked like it was maybe on the drive for George as he hit Brown's front shoulder. As we look for Brown chasing from behind, reached in again, and that's maybe when he tweaked the shoulder as he reached in to try to knock it loose.
Yeah, you can
immediately was favoring that shoulder.
Yeah, you can grab underneath his shoulder as soon as he tried to reach in.
So without Malik Brown, Patrick Gungbo will come in. Remember, Malawach has 2 fouls. The freshman out of Manassas, Virginia, in there for the first time. And the Blue Devils down by 14. Here's Cooper on the left. Got to the baseline, waits. Still waiting. Swings it low, spins out of it. Back up top, Con Knipple now. And over to the right, and Tyrese Proctor. At the top of the key, lobs it for Gungbo. Waiting, looking back door, not there. A handoff for Knipple. Probing into the paint. Con to the left. Cooper will take a 3. No. Weak side rebound for Georgia Tech and Terry. 0 for 13 from outside to start. And down by 14 as we approach 4 minutes to play in the half. 26-12. By far the Blue Devils' lowest scoring output in the first half of the season.
12 points in 16 minutes. Wow.
And they've missed their last 5 from the field. Meanwhile, Powell has it for Georgia Tech. 9 on the timer. A handoff for Mustaf. Waiting, wants to drive. Knipple rises up at the free throw line. It rattled out. The rebound for Gungbo. And here comes Proctor the other way. See if they can get something in transition. To the right, Cooper slicing into the paint. Off the window, no. But they say the foul was on the way in. And we've got a timeout. The foul will be on Mustaf. That's his first. And we step aside, 3:56 to play in the half. The Blue Devils down 26-12.
Hey, Blue Devil fans, it's game day, and Harris Teeter knows your party is just as important as the game. With mouth-watering wings, delicious dips, pre-ordered party platters to please any crowd, and not to mention the best pizzas, ribs, and ready-to-grill pub burgers in town. Only Harris Teeter can deliver delicious as you huddle up with family and friends to celebrate. Set a reminder to order ahead if you need party platters, and make Harris Teeter your pre-game stop before the next game. Harris Teeter, where Blue Devil fans shop for their delicious game day.
We've called a 60-second local break timeout. Then more Duke basketball. You're listening to the Blue Devil Sports Network from Learfield.
This season, Duke basketball has teamed up with Duke Children's for the Charity Stripe 1000 Challenge. Thanks to 605 Hoops Heroes, over $19,000 has already been raised for the kids at Duke Children's. Fans, it's not too late to join our team and show your support. Give your $25 by texting Hoops Hero to 919-372-4159. That's 919-372-4159 and become a Duke Children's Hoops Hero today.
Hi, I'm Megan Gower of Her Hoop Stats. Each week, co-host Rob Joyce and I break down all the latest around women's basketball on the Gower Hour. We analyze what's happened each week, preview what's to come, and talk with guests from around the country to make sure you're covered coast to coast from now all the way through the Final Four in April. Available each week, search and subscribe to Her Hoop Stats in your feed on Apple, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, and check out herhoopstats.com for all your women's hoops needs.
Postseason coverage of Duke basketball is presented by Duke Stores. Have you checked out shop.duke.edu? Shop.duke.edu, where real Duke fans shop.
26-12, 8-seeded Georgia Tech on top of the number 1 seed and top-ranked team in the land, Duke. 3:56 to play in the first half. Kyle Schasberger with you inside Studio 21. Coming up at halftime, we'll take you through all the other major conference tournaments that are currently going on in the Big Ten. Indiana, the 9th seed, leading 8-seeded Oregon under 5 to play the opening half, 25-24. In the Big East, the number 1 seed St. John's, 6th-ranked team in the land. They're up 12 on Butler. Final stages of the opening half. And 5-seeded Iowa State trailing 4-seeded BYU 11-8. 5 minutes gone by in the first half in KC. So it's early. 4 games across many of these college conference tournaments here today. We'll update you on all of it, and hopefully the Blue Devils will provide some more highlights coming up at halftime for us, David.
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. Don't forget the Blue Devil basketball is brought to you in part by Kohl's. The unexpected happens every day. When it does, head to Kohl's and Kohl's.com for everything your family needs. Kohl's, where families come first. Bit of a nightmare start for the Blue Devils. Maybe not a bit, a lot of a nightmare start. 3:56 to play in our first half. As Kyle told you, it's 26-12, and Malik Brown is in the locker room after appearing to tweak that injury he suffered to his left shoulder. But they'll have to forge on. They're in possession out of the timeout with 25 to shoot. Knipple to get it in, lobs it for Cooper at the top of the key. Swings it low on the left, trying to drive Powell. Got to the baseline, double team there. Puts the shoulder into him, underhand scoop. Found Knipple in the paint. Had to dribble out of it. Plenty of time, 15 to shoot. Kahn steps through again, put it off the window and in. He is so crafty in tight space, but it shows how difficult it's been to score today, and it's 26-14 with 3.5 minutes to play until halftime. And the Blue Devil bench on their feet, trying to provide some energy, as are the Blue Devil faithful here at the Spectrum Center. Meanwhile, Dongo in on Gungba, got it blocked. What a rejection for Pat inside, and maybe that'll provide some energy.
It certainly energized the Duke fans sitting down in that end zone, as a great rise to the top and just a one-hand cuff of that shot, throwing it down into the baseline.
For Gungba, his 10th block of the season. And off the inbound, Powell has it up top, trying to drive Knipple. Swope by him. Oh, volleyball out of there. Cooper rejection. Here's Proctor to the right. Evans a three. Here they go. They finally hit one. Isaiah Evans from outside. Started with defense, and that brings the Blue Devil faithful to their feet. And Georgia Tech calls for time. 3:13 to play in the half. Duke back within 9. It's 26-17.
At Reed's Jewelers, we know that the rules of engagement were made to be broken. So don't settle for the first ring you see in the case. When you put a ring on it, make the moment your own with something that's just as unique as your love. Whether you're going big, keeping it subtle, or finding a happy medium, we're here to help you say I do with a one-of-a-kind design. Because doing things your way is what makes them mean everything. Reed's Jewelers, an official partner of Blue Devil Sports. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers in-store or online at reeds.com to chat with an expert.
3:13 to play in the half. Still down by 9, 26-17, but a whole different energy in the building after the Blue Devils got a nice bucket inside from Knipple. 2 spectacular blocks from Gungba and Cooper, the latest leading to a run out, and a 3 for their top three-point shooter by percentage, Evans, with his first of the ballgame, 56 of the season. And now the Blue Devil defense going back to work. Looks like they've gone zone 2-3 here with 3 minutes to play in the half. George to the left, Mustaf. Looking inside, not there. Cross court finds George. Proctor defending him. Shot clock's already down to 10. George off of a screen set by Dongo, trying to drive into the paint. A hop step and a kick out up top. 3-ball on the way, and it wouldn't go. The rebound for Cooper Flagg as Mustaf missed. And now Cooper injured as he comes down, losing it out of bounds. It looked like maybe he landed on somebody for Georgia Tech, and he's rolling around in the paint.
Grabbed his ankle right away when he hit the ground.
You're hoping he just rolled it, looking for help to get back to his feet. Not putting any weight on his left foot as of yet, and he's going to hop out of the ballgame. This has just been brutal here in the first 17 minutes or so, as Mason Gillis will check in and Cooper flexing his leg, trying to get loose.
He's putting a little bit more weight as he hops to the bench.
And he will stay on the bench. That's a positive sign as he slaps the chair in front of the bench. And walking it off. Jose Fonseca's in the back working with Malik Brown. So Nick Potter, the director of sports performance, is working with Cooper. 2:40 to play in the half. Gillis comes in favor of Cooper Flagg. George jumps back for 3 over Gumba and hits it. So Nathan George, just 33% from 3, hits it, and it's 29-17 with 2:29 to play until the break. Into the paint, Knipple rises up, can't hit. The rebound for Gumbo. What a rebound and a putback off the right. Pat making some plays at both ends, and they're back within 10, 29-19 with 2:15 to play until the break.
How about that, just rising above the crowd with one hand to corral that missed shot.
Mustaf sends it to the left, and Terry looking inside, not there. Back up top for Mustaf. Sends it to the right, and George looking inside. Thought about another 3 over Evans. Into the corner. Powell will take a 3. No, weak side rebound. Knocked out of bounds by Georgia Tech. So with 1:56 to play in the half, the Blue Devils have it trailing by 10. As they continue to tend to Cooper Flagg on the bench, working on that ankle. He appears to be in quite a bit of pain. Proctor up top, Knipple. Waiting. Steps to the left off of a screen set by Gungba. Knipple back for Gungba, slicing in to throw it down. He's been a big-time lift off the bench, and they're back within 8. It's 29-21 with just over 90 seconds to play in the half. George across midcourt. Little staying with this zone. As Mustaf has it on the right, back up top for George. Drifts to the left. And now sends it inside for Powell on Gungba. Goes up. No. Rebound volleyball. Evans chased it down. 3-on-3. Make it 4-on-3 the other way. Knipple drives inside. Cut off. Back for Evans for three. Got it again. His second of the ball game. And they're back within 5.
Evans had his hands out the whole time running down court. I got it. Give it to me. They did, and he answered.
29-24 into the final minute of the half. Inside, Dongo hits over Gungba from about 6 feet out. He's the first into double figures for Georgia Tech with 11. 31-24. Proctor on the drive. Got inside. Scoop with the left hand. He's fouled and will shoot 2. With 41.3 seconds to play in the half. The foul will be on Dongo. That's his second. By the way, they've helped Cooper Flagg off the floor, or they're in the process of doing that, to the locker room. He's not putting hardly any weight on that ankle. And basically the entire medical team is headed back to the locker room as well. As you're going to look at the replay, he land on a Georgia Tech player?
Yeah, he landed on the heel of Dongo as he came down from that rebound.
First free throw good for Proctor, makes it 31-25. The second trying to cut it to a 5-point game. It's good.
Almost kind of surprised that Dongo didn't have any issues with having him land on him.
And Sion James will come back in. Isaiah Evans will head out. And 41.3 to play in the half. The Blue Devils looking for a stop. They trailed by as many as 14 when it was 26-12. Right now they're on a 14-5 push to get back within 5. Terry up top, George over to the right, Mustaf. Now back for George at the top of the key. Thought about a three, instead whipped it inside for Powell. A touch pass for Mustaf, trying to get into the paint, kicks to the left. Able to catch Terry, got airborne, tried to throw it off of James. Somehow got it back, goes in on Gungba and lost it. Gillis has it now. Shot clock off. They can wait for the final shot of the half. They have a timeout as well if they want to use it. That use it or lose it timeout, and they will take it. We break for 30. 12.2 to play in the half, and the Blue Devils down by 5.
Which of us, detective, do you suspect is the millionaire?
The evidence is everywhere. Your diamond necklace, Monty's new yacht, and the butler's new convertible. Admit it, you're all Maximilian scratch-off winners.
Of course we are. With 25 prizes of $1 million, you could be too.
New Maximilian from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 2.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
I'm fine.
Back here in Charlotte, 12.2 to play in the half. The Blue Devils down 31-26. Has been eventful and unfortunately injury-filled first half for John Shire's group. Malik Brown looks like he aggravated his shoulder again. He went to the locker room about midway through the first half, and now here late in the half, Cooper Flagg got a rebound but landed on Baidongo and rolled his ankle, it looks like, as we get another look at a replay. Hard to tell.
That wasn't it.
As we get I think they're going to show the right one here now. It was his left ankle came down. Oh, and he rolled it. Pretty nasty roll over the front and had to be helped to the back. So who knows about his availability the rest of the way. In amongst all of that, though, the Blue Devils have crept their way back into the ball game. Trailed by as many as 14. Right now it's 5 and perhaps less with 12 seconds to play in the half. Proctor has it top of the key. Waiting. Looks to the right. Drifts that way. Looks back to the left. There's Evans with 3. Puts it up. Can't hit. And the rebound for Terry in Georgia Tech. But a 14-point lead has been trimmed to 5 as we head to the locker rooms with the Blue Devils trailing 31-26. And who emerges from the locker room be a big part of the story in the second half. A bunch of guys hurt. Malik Brown and Cooper Flagg. You hope that they'll be all right. But for the moment, Blue Devils trail 31-26 as we send it to the studio. And Kyle.
Thank you so much, David. We'll run through some of the other scores across the country, other major conference tournaments going on. Highlights from our opening half of the Blue Devils trail by as many as 14, but have cut it to 5 against Georgia Tech. And John Rolfe will have the numbers. 31-26, Blue Devils trail by 5. Halftime show heading your way after this on the Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield.
Which of us, detective, do you suspect is the millionaire?
The evidence is everywhere. Your diamond necklace, Monty's new yacht, and the butler's new convertible. Admit it, you're all Maximilian scratch-off winners.
Of course we are. With 25 prizes of $1 million, you could be too.
New Maximilian from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 2.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Cut time, cut costs, cut grass. Double your runtime with free extra battery deals on Steel tools and cut through your spring cleaning to-do list. Mow, trim, cut, prune. Do it all with Steel battery. Find your deal at your local Steel dealer or shop online at steelusa.com. Get a free extra battery with select Steel tool set. Set includes battery and charger. Extra batteries up to $160 MSRP value. Offer valid for limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
You're listening to Duke basketball in the ACC tournament. We'll return to Charlotte in 1 minute.
Down many ways, streets, and lanes all across America, you'll find Valero at your go-to gas station, volunteering with local charities, fueling communities 365 days a year, and generally being a good neighbor. So whether you're in Texas, Louisiana, or Tennessee, or right here in Durham, you can always depend on us getting you where you need to be, in life or on the road, right now.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
On the Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield, welcome to the Duke Basketball Halftime Report. Coming up, we'll break down the game's first 20 minutes, update scores from the ACC and the top 25, and preview the second half. Our halftime coverage begins inside the Learfield Network studios. Here's Kyle Schasberger.
Top-ranked Duke, the number 1 seed this week in Charlotte. They trail by 5 to 8-seeded Georgia Tech at halftime, 31-26. Blue Devils trail by as many as 14 in that opening half, a costly opening half where we saw injuries to Malik Brown and Cooper Flagg. Status for each of them remains unclear at this stage. Let's take you through some of the other scores going on around the country. Before we do, though, we'll reset the field at the Spectrum Center this week. North Carolina and Wake Forest are going to go in Game 2 here today. Tar Heels are the 5 seed. Wake Forest Demon Deacons are the 4 seed. Wake won by a single point at home earlier this season. Carolina finds himself in this position after shooting improved margins from 3, 13 long balls in a 20-point win over Notre Dame yesterday that has Hubert Davis glowing over the improved shooting from deep.
One of the things that we always talk about is dominating points in the paint through post penetration and offensive rebounding. I think our rebounding numbers have grown a lot over the last month and a half. We're driving, and I think you saw in this game, we're not settling for a good shot. We're making the extra pass to the great shot. And so I just think overall, our ability to create good threes, whether it's through post penetration or offensive rebounding, sharing the basketball, has been the number 1 factor in our percentage from 3 rising over the last month and a half.
Heels and Deeks will tip around 2:30 or so. Then the night session features Louisville, the number 2 seed. They've never made the semifinal round of the ACC tournament. They will take on Stanford off a close win over in-state rival Cal yesterday. 37 points for Andre Stojakovic in the defeat. Cardinal will take on the Cardinals at 7 o'clock. Then the nightcap, Clemson, the 3 seed, will take on 5-seeded SMU. Ponies won by 20 over Syracuse yesterday. Among the other games that are currently going on, Oregon, the 8 seed, ahead by 8 against 9-seeded Indiana in the Big Ten tournament, halftime in Indianapolis. And the top seed in the Big East tournament is breaking it in at MSG against Butler.
Here's Richmond in the middle. His floater is up and good. It'll count. And a chance for a 3-point play. Kadari Richmond.
John Minko from a Learfield strong start for the Johnnies. They're ahead of the Bulldogs 37-26 at halftime. 6th-ranked St. John's, top seed in the Big East tournament, will face either Marquette or Xavier. Those two will tangle 30 minutes or so after the conclusion of that one. BYU, the 4 seed, ahead of 5-seeded Iowa State in the Big 12 tournament, midway through the first half, 25-21. Our halftime score, 31-26. Duke trails by 5 at the break. We'll take you through some of the highlights when we return to Charlotte here in a moment on the Blue Devil Sports Network from Learfield.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy you happiness, but money did help you buy an RV.
which means an excuse from working Saturday with your insufferable coworker, Dave. So money is helping you listen to birds chirp instead of Dave chirping about how his toddler is fluent in 3 languages. And it's also why you'll be smelling pine trees in the air, not Dave's tuna melt reheating in a microwave. So save money by bundling your RV or boat insurance with home or auto from Progressive and buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
It's tournament time for your Blue Devils. You can show your support of Duke all year long by purchasing authentic Duke merchandise from DukeStore.com. Our huge assortment of Duke apparel means you won't have to go anywhere else for the perfect t-shirt, jersey, sweatshirt, or hat. The only collection of Duke merchandise in the world that actually comes to you directly from Duke University. DukeStore.com, where real Duke fans shop.
You're listening to Duke basketball in the ACC tournament. Back to Charlotte in 60 seconds.
Whether you're in the market for a new boat or just need service or accessories for an existing boat, turn to Overby Marine. Now with 2 locations in Kittrell and Lake Gaston, Overby Marine offers the highest quality of marine products and services, including the latest from Sea Ray, Centurion, Avalon, Bennington, as well as Cobalt boats. Overby Marine also offers the largest selection of parts in the region, along with full-service facilities at their 2 locations. Stop by or give them a call at 252-586-3593 or online at overbymarine.com. Overby Marine. Don't let adventure pass you by.
It's bow time. Sometimes the craving for Bojangles Supremes is so strong you just gotta have them. Even when your gas tank is on empty and Bojangles is still 10 miles down the highway. Nothing beats the flavor of Bojangles juicy golden Supremes, especially when they're part of a perfect combo with 4 boldly seasoned chicken Supremes, a made-from-scratch biscuit, fixin', and some legendary iced tea. The only thing that can satisfy your hunger is that delicious southern flavor. So when the craving is supreme, put the pedal to the metal. It's bow time.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Duke University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of Duke University and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by Duke University.
Top-seeded Blue Devils trail the 8-seeded Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets by 5 at the half, 31-26. Let's pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves. This is Blue Devil basketball from Learfield. Let's take you through some of the critical plays from the Blue Devils in this opening half. It was a game where they trailed by 14 on multiple occasions, had a couple of 4-plus minute scoring droughts, one that lasted more than 5 minutes. They were down by 14, their largest margin at 26-12, and had yet to hit a three-pointer in 13 consecutive opportunities to start the game. Con Knippel had a 2. He was one of 2 6-point scorers for the Blue Devils to cut the deficit to 12 at 26-14. Then the other 6-point getter in Isaiah Evans finally knocked down that first 3.
Let me grab my car keys.
Off the inbound, Powell has it up top, trying to drive Knippel. Swope by. Oh, volleyball out of there. Cooper rejection. Here's Proctor to the right. Evans a 3. Here they go. They finally hit one. Isaiah Evans from outside.
And Evans wasn't done as he was able to cut the deficit from 8 down to 5 as we approach the 1-minute mark.
Powell on Gungba goes up. No. Rebound volleyball. Evans chased it down. 3-on-3, make it 4-on-3 the other way. Knippel drives inside, cut off. Back for Evans for 3. Got it again. His second of the ball game. And they're back within 5.
Evans had his hands out the whole time running down court. I got it. Give it to me. They did, and he answered.
29-24 into the final minute of the half.
And the Yellow Jackets lead by 5 at the break. A deficit one time at 14. John Roth will have some of the numbers from the opening stanza when we return in a moment on the Blue Devil Sports Network from Learfield.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown Bar District.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up. Home. Drop off downtown Bar District.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to Ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
You're listening to Duke basketball in the ACC tournament. We'll return to Charlotte in 1 minute.
Think about the last time you moved. Remember how you said you'd never do it alone again? We know moving is tough, but at 2 Men and a Truck, we make it easy. No matter the move, big or small, we'll make it a smooth one. We're the movers who care and will prove it with our 96% referral rate and courteous background check movers. We're local and affordable. We can help at a price that won't make you wish you'd done it on your own. When you're ready, give us a call or find us online for a free estimate at 2menandatruck.com.
Enjoying the game but not the drink being spilled down your back or the foam finger poking you in the face? Well, head to the concession stand, grab a Lindy's Italian Ice, and take a 6-ounce vacation. A 6-ounce cup of lemon Italian Ice will make you feel like you're swaying in a hammock, and the only thing in your face is a cool, salty breeze. That ought to have you refreshed. Now get your head back in the game and start belting out blue and white with the youthful exuberance of the freshman behind you. Yes, the same one that keeps spilling his drink down your back. Lindy's Italian Ice. Have an ice day.
Halftime in Charlotte, Duke trailing Georgia Tech 31-26 in the ACC quarterfinals. Our halftime stats are presented by Steel. Trusted steel power in the palm of your hand. Visit your local Steel dealer or shop online at steelusa.com. For the Blue Devils, no double-figure scorers in that first half. The leaders, though, were Con Knippel and Isaiah Evans with 6 points apiece. Isaiah knocking down a couple of threes in the last 5 minutes that were very instrumental in the Blue Devils coming back partially from a 14-point deficit. Overall, though, Duke shot 11 out of 30 from the field in that half and just 2 out of 16 from three-point range. Besides those 6 from Knippel and Evans, the Blue Devils also got 4 from Proctor and 4 off the bench from Pat Gungba. Solid contribution when he came in the last 5 minutes with 4 points, 2 rebounds, and a block shot. For Georgia Tech, Bai Dungo led the way with 11 points on 5 out of 7 shooting, and Duncan Powell knocked down 3 threes for 9 points. Overall, they shot 41% and hit 5 out of 13 from three-point range. They also out-rebounded Duke, and the Blue Devils had just 4 assists to 5 turnovers. So looking forward to the second half to see if the Blue Devils can complete this comeback from being down 14. We'll have more when we continue the second half coming your way. You're listening to Duke Basketball from Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Hey Duke fans, we want you to choose different and choose fun with Hi-Chew, the immensely fruity, intensely chewy candy that leaves your mouth watering with over 30 true-to-life flavors. Hi-Chew is available in sticks, peg bags, stand-up pouches, and unwrapped bites for when you're on the go. Head to your local grocery or convenience store to grab a bag, or search hichew.com to find Hi-Chew candy near you. That's hi-chew.com.
Duke plays here.
Flying in, reverses it, up and in for 2.
This is the Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield.
He'll fire, and it's good.
This is Duke head men's basketball coach John Shire. When it comes to keeping our team healthy, we turn to the team at Duke Sports Medicine. We offer full-service sports medicine care at locations throughout the Triangle, where you can see the same experts used by Duke Athletics. Make an appointment or learn more at dukehealth.org/sportsmedicine. Go Duke.
The crowd loves that.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Off we go to the second half in Charlotte. The Blue Devils trailing by 5, 31-26. David Schumate alongside John Roth. John Rose, our producer and engineer. Back inside our network studios is Kyle Schasberger. The Blue Devils trailed by 14 at the under 4 timeout, 26-12. A 14-5 push to end the half has them back within 5, but it came at a cost as they lost their ACC and National Player of the Year candidate. ACC Player of the Year for sure, already gotten that award. Cooper Flagg went out with a left ankle injury officially. He has been declared doubtful. He is yet to come back onto the floor since halftime, and Malik Brown has been ruled out with a shoulder injury, and he has not returned to the bench either. So it'll be Mason Gillis who steps in to the starting lineup in place of Cooper Flagg here in the second half to get it started. Kaman Malawach, after only playing 9 minutes in the first half, is back out there with 2 fouls. Tyrese Proctor, Con Knipple, and Sion James, the others. And we'll watch the Blue Devils go left to right as we see things here behind the team benches. Yellow Jackets in possession. Off of a screen, it's George probing left side of the paint. Kicks to the corner, baseline drive. Terry fed it back to George at the free throw line. Trying to drive Proctor, nothing doing. Back outside for Powell. Over to the left it goes, and Terry into the paint. Lobbed it back up top. Powell with 9 to shoot. Into the left corner, Mustaf. Waiting, swings it low on Knipple. Shot clock's already down to 5. Tries to drive him, goes inside. Blocked by Malawach. Outstanding defense. And here they come in transition left to right. Leave it for Knipple. Steps into the paint, kicks to the right. Gillis a 3. And he didn't get the roll, and it's over the backboard and wedged at the top of the backboard between that and the shot clock.
Good execution. Just the shot didn't go down for the Blue Devils. Strong defense to start the half, and then good fast break execution, and got it to Gillis open in the corner. Just didn't go.
Blue Devils were just 2 of 16 from 3 in that first half. Missed their first 13 before making 2 of 3, both for Isaiah Evans in the late going of the half. They missed their first attempt here in the second. Meanwhile, Georgia Tech made 4 of their first 6 from outside, but just 1 of 7 to close the half. As Mustaf brings it across midcourt, opening minute of the second stanza, the Blue Devils trail it by 5, the top seed in the tournament. Mustaf comes off of the screen, probing into the paint, steps through, tried to pass back inside for Dongo. Somehow ricocheted back to Mustaf, who went inside to Dongo, got it blocked by Malawach. And here come the Blue Devils left to right. Into the corner, Proctor. On the left, dribbles out of it. Waiting. Comes to the right, Knipple. Room to shoot. And he hits a 3. Con Knipple's got 9, and they're back within 2.
Coming off the screen, catch and shoot, drained it.
18.5 minutes to go. As George will walk it across. Blue Devils up to 5 assists now. As George curls on the right, airborne skip to the left. Powell will take a 3. Can't hit, and the rebound inside for Con Knipple. Down by 14 in the first half, they can tie or retake the lead here. It's James to the left, Proctor now. Curling to the top of the key. Looking for help to the right, finds Con Knipple. He'll step to the baseline, lob it to Malawach, who goes inside. He's mugged, and he'll shoot 2. Take your pick. Either Powell or Dongo were in the area. And it's Kaman to the free throw line, and if memory serves, well, they did shoot 2 in that first half. But these will just be attempts 3 and 4 of the day. As we remind you, Food Line is the proud sponsor of the Score to Get More program. For each free throw the Blue Devils make in today's game, Food Line Feeds will donate 100 meals to a local area food bank.
Yeah, certainly not an impact at the free throw line in that first half. Duke 2 for 2 and Georgia Tech 2 for 3 in that opening 20 minutes.
Malawach, a very good free throw shooter at 75%. As he gets set to toe the line. Freshman out of Rumbek, South Sudan. Sends the right-handed free throw on the way and got the roll. He's now got 3. And from down 26-12, they're on the verge of tying it in what would be a 19-5 push if he can hit the second free throw over the course of about 5.5 minutes of game time. See if Kaman can do exactly that. on the way. Got them both. And John Ruff, we've talked all year about this team's identity being on defense. It's really their defense that kept them in contact when nothing was falling.
Absolutely, and it's certainly their strong inside defense that's helped them get off to a good start in this half as well.
31 apiece, 18 minutes to go. The Blue Devil faithful starting to make some noise. Terry sends it up top to George, right back to Terry. Curling to the right, takes the screen from Ongo at the top of the key. He'll drive, fade away at the free throw line. Too strong. James has the rebound. And here they come looking for the lead. Sion into the paint, up top. Gillis wants it. Around and out. Malowacz got a hand on the rebound, but tapped it to Georgia Tech and Terry. Another really good look that wouldn't fall from outside. Georgia crossover to the left. Probing. Has Proctor on his hip. Goes inside. Tries the lob to Dongo, who's fouled by Proctor as he tried to catch it. Tyrese picks up his first. Dongo looked like maybe he curled an ankle or turned an ankle earlier in the half. He's kind of been hobbling out there, John Roth.
And Proctor doing all he can to get through screens to try to help the Blue Devils with that switching defense.
And I see Steve Forbes, the head coach of Wake Forest, making his way onto the floor behind the baseline to our left. Of course, it'll be Wake Forest in North Carolina in the second quarterfinal today. Good crowd on hand for the first quarterfinal between Duke and Georgia Tech. 31 apiece, 17:26 to go. George lobs it out near midcourt, caught there by Powell, and now over to the right it goes. And into the arms of George. Sutton off the bench. Had to get rid of it to George. Shot clock's already down to 12. Out at the logo at midcourt. George looking for a screen. Takes it from Dongo. Into the paint on Malowacz. Rises up right side of the paint. And it rattled out. The rebound for Con Knipple. Across midcourt, another chance to grab the lead. Sends it to the right and Sion James. James up top, Con off of a screen set by Malowacz. Kicks to the right. James is open. And he got it to go. Duke has the lead. 34-31. It's an 8-0 start to the second half. 16:44 to go. George at the top of the key. Steps back over James. Can't hit a three. Inside the rebound for Dongo only briefly as he went to the deck. Threw it into space. Deflected by James. It came to Knipple. Con across midcourt leading by 3. The Blue Devils flowing now. Con on the drive. Got a step to the baseline. Goes up. Got it blocked. Got his own rebound. Able to save it to Gillis. Up top Proctor. Into the left corner. James again. Weak side rebound for Knipple on the miss. Waiting, spinning right side of the paint, back outside for Proctor and a fresh 20. We approach 16 minutes to play, Duke by 3. Proctor at the top of the key, on the drive, rises up, can't hit, got his own rebound, back up, no. Malowacz there to clean it up, and the lead grows to 5. Timeout, Georgia Tech. 15:51 to go. They've stormed out of the locker room. A 10-0 run as we step aside here in Charlotte.
Every day in the U.S., more than 9 people are killed and 1,000 injured in crashes involving a distracted driver. You can't control other motorists, but you can control how you operate your vehicle. Avoid distractions while driving, like texting or checking social media. Brought to you by Trusted Choice Independent Insurance Agents of North Carolina. Learn more at trustedchoice.com/Go Duke.
For more information, find your local independent insurance agent at insure-agent.com.
Hey Duke fans, want to enhance your game day experience? Poetry Finance, official digital banking partner of Duke Athletics, is here to help. With Poetry, managing your finances is a breeze. Just download the Poetry app to discover how Poetry Finance can help you. Poetry Finance, write your own future. Start now. Financial tools for everyone. Let us help you get started at poetryfinance.com. That's poetryfinance.com.
Cut time, cut costs, cut grass. Double your runtime with free extra battery deals on Steel tools and cut through your spring cleaning to-do list. Mow, trim, cut, prune. Do it all with Steel battery. Find your deal at your local Steel dealer or shop online at steelusa.com. Get a free extra battery with select Steel tool set. Set includes battery and charger. Extra batteries up to $160 MSRP value. Offer valid for limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
The Blue Devils have scored the first 10 out of the locker room, 12 consecutive points going back to the final moments of the first half. They now lead Georgia Tech 36-31.
We approach 16 minutes to play, Duke by 3. Proctor at the top of the key, on the drive, rises up, can't hit, got his own rebound, back up, no. Malawatch there to clean it up, and the lead grows to 5. Timeout, Georgia Tech. 15:51 to go. They've stormed out of the locker room.
And that followed a Sion James three-pointer that broke a 31-31 tie. I believe I can do this math. Since the 5:02 mark when Georgia Tech went ahead by 14, their largest margin of that first half, 21-12, it's Duke 24 to 5. 24 to 5 of the last 9-11. David.
Pretty good stuff. And 19-2 late in the half, and 12 in a row they've scored, bridging the two halves, including the first 10 here in the second half to go up by 5. 36-31, as we remind you that Sharp Business System sets the same standard of excellence in office equipment as the Blue Devils do in basketball. Count on Sharp for state-of-the-art office equipment. Sharp, changing the way companies do business. Well, the Blue Devils have had to do it by committee today because of some of the injuries, and it shouldn't be shocking that their leading scorer now is Con Kimble. He's got 9. He's been on his tear. His last 6, he's averaging just shy of 17 a game, including 14 of 27 from 3. Made his first of the day a moment ago. And on a day the Blue Devils are 4 of 21 from outside, they have really dominated in terms of points in the paint, outscoring Georgia Tech 20-12. That had been a huge strength for the Yellow Jackets in this recent run of good play. As it'll be Georgia Tech with it after burning a timeout here early in the second half.
And starting off this half, not only have the Blue Devils outscored Georgia Tech 10-0, but on the defensive end of that, they've held Georgia Tech to a 0 for 6 start from the field shooting.
And now Gill is trying to force a turnover up top. He did. A deflection by Proctor. And he'll punch it down with the right hand. Tyrese coming to life. He's got 6. 14 unanswered to build a 7-point lead. 38-31 with 15:25 to go. On the left, it's George. And now it's the Yellow Jackets that seem a little rattled. Terry on the right. Backpedals in front of Tyrese. Can't get by him. Knocked him down. Takes a 3 over James. Can't hit. The rebound inside. Knocked out of bounds by Gill, as they say. It'll be Georgia Tech basketball. And we've got another timeout. 15:09 to go. The Blue Devils lead at 38-31.
It's tournament time for your Blue Devils. You can show your support of Duke all year long by purchasing authentic Duke merchandise from DukeStore.com. Our huge assortment of Duke apparel means you won't have to go anywhere else for the perfect t-shirt, jersey, sweatshirt, or hat. The only collection of Duke merchandise in the world that actually comes to you directly from Duke University. DukeStore.com, where real Duke fans shop.
For the latest in news, notes, and special content, head to GoDuke.com. This is the Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield.
It's bow time. Sometimes the craving for Bojangles Supremes is so strong you just gotta have them. Even when your gas tank is on empty and Bojangles is still 10 miles down the highway. Nothing beats the flavor of Bojangles juicy golden Supremes, especially when they're part of a perfect combo with 4 boldly seasoned chicken Supremes, a made-from-scratch biscuit, fixin', and some legendary iced tea. The only thing that can satisfy your hunger is that delicious southern flavor. So when the craving is supreme, put the pedal to the metal. It's bow time.
Enjoying the game but not the drink being spilled down your back or the foam finger poking you in the face? Well, head to the concession stand, grab a Lindy's Italian Ice, and take a 6-ounce vacation. A 6-ounce cup of lemon Italian Ice will make you feel like you're swaying in a hammock, and the only thing in your face is a cool, salty breeze. That ought to have you refreshed. Now get your head back in the game and start belting out blue and white with the youthful exuberance of the freshman behind you. Yes, the same one that keeps spilling his drink down your back. Lindy's Italian Ice. Have an ice day.
Here at the Spectrum Center, the Blue Devils lead it by 7, 38-31 with 15:09 to go. And be sure to catch Duke All Access with head coach John Shire Sundays at noon on ABC 11. And don't forget the ABC 11 mobile app is your ticket to Duke basketball highlights and the latest from the First Alert forecast. Just tap the app and make it your own from ABC 11 Eyewitness News. All right, John Roth, you want the good news or the bad news?
Oh, let's start with the bad.
Cooper Flagg has officially been ruled out due to a left ankle injury. And the good news is he's back on the bench for the Blue Devils as he's putting on his warm-up shirt right now with really no huge brace or anything on the left ankle for those that are watching at home, listening to us, I'm sure you've seen. If you haven't, he was being kind of maneuvered through the back halls of the Spectrum Center at halftime on a wheelchair to go get looked at by the medical professionals, but he's back on the bench, which I take as a great sign, but he indeed has officially been ruled out for this one here this afternoon. But like I said, a great sign to see him back on the bench.
Absolutely, to provide support to his team here down the stretch of this contest and try to get them into tomorrow's contest. And certainly this is a team all year that different guys have stepped up when necessary, when somebody hasn't been available either due to injury or foul trouble or a game situation. They've had guys all year stepping into the void. Isaiah Evans done that numerous times. Certainly, Mason Gillis has come off the bench quite a few times. It was Mason Gillis who started this half in place of Cooper. And how cool is it to be able to go to a guy like Mason Gillis, who was playing in the Final Four last year and has played college basketball for 6 years now, including a redshirt year, to know you have that kind of experience you can turn to coming off the bench.
Cooper with the love tap for Tyrese Proctor and a hug for Kaman Malawach before we went back and took a seat. He was moving gingerly. Georgia Tech in possession, burning a timeout. They trail by 7 now, 38-31, 5 minutes into the second half. Terry with it for the Yellow Jackets. Works his way to the left. James has him on a switch. Sends it over to the right. Mustaf backs out with 7 and 6 to shoot in front of James. 5 and 4, crossing over, trying to drive him into the paint. Tough runner, got it. So Mustaf able to score, and that ends the extended run for the Blue Devils. That was 14-0, but the Duke lead is still 5 with 14:42 to go. Sion James finds Malawach along the right sideline. Holds it high, looking up top, one dribble, spins back for Con Knipple. Off of a screen set by Kaman. Con to the baseline, back up top, nobody home. Tyrese trying to save it, he did. Wow for Gillis, out near midcourt. Sick on the timer. Proctor starting to take over, jumps up from 3. Oh, it wouldn't go. They fight for the rebound, and Powell has it for Georgia Tech. 38-33, the Blue Devil advantage as we approach 14 minutes to play. George into the paint, jumps up from 8 feet, left it short. Gillis the rebound. The Blue Devils, by the way, are out rebounding Georgia Tech now, 27-23. Gillis hit the other end, a lob deflected by Dongo. It came to Proctor. Proctor up top, James, he'll take a 3. Wouldn't go. Malawach being tackled inside by Dongo. That'll be his 3rd foul. That is one way to handle a 7-2 guy in the rebounding action. Take both arms and clamp him.
Let's just say that was not the first time that's happened tonight. But
I'm
it was
trying
called.
to do better. I'm glad you were able to step into my role. John Rose agrees with you. Just the second team foul on the Yellow Jackets. As Patrick Gungbo will re-enter, as will Isaiah Evans. Gillis and Malawach leave. James stays, as does Tyrese Proctor, the junior out of Sydney, Australia, and Con Knipple. Knipple to inbound, right baseline, right side of the hoop. In for Gungbo, right back to Con. In the corner, can't hit a 3. And the rebound inside for Georgia Tech. It has been a tough day shooting from outside. Now 4 of 24 as a team. But they're getting good looks, so why not keep firing? Terry lobs it into a dangerous space for Powell along the right sideline. Trying to drive Evans, cut off there. Trying to back him down, 15 feet out on the right. Working his way towards the free throw line. 7 and 6, steps through the paint. Awkward looking runner, somehow got it to go. Hit the backboard, the full tour of the rim and went in, and Powell's got 11 now. So Georgia Tech has scored the last 4. They're back within 3, 38-35 with 13-15 to go. Evans being held by Powell coming off of a screen, able to get to it. Now we get whistles off the ball, another foul inside. Who's it going to be on? James and Gungba both got tackled, and it'll be on Duncan Powell.
Clearing out Blue Devils down the lane, I guess.
Been their strategy. They've been very physical on cutters. And that time, that was just a tackle from behind.
I think he also, to be fair, kind of lost his own footing as he was trying to go in for the tackle and made it look worse than it was.
So the Blue Devils inbound, right baseline, right side of the hoop. James is the inbounder. Gets hit for Evans. Right side 3. Got it. Isaiah Evans with his 3rd 3 of the ball game. And it's 41-35 with 13:03 to go.
Isaiah Evans showed up to win a quarterfinal game today.
I mean, he is 3 of 5 from outside. The rest of the team is 1 of 20. What a lift he has been. Or 2 of 20, I should say. On the left, Powell trying to answer in the corner does for Georgia Tech. He's got 14. And it brings the Yellow Jackets back within 3, 41-38 with 12:40 to go.
He was the man that was hot early with 3 in the first few moments of the game for 9 early points.
James for Evans on the right. Looking up top, Proctor's got it now. Tyrese found a cutter, and Gungba right to the rim, and he got it to go over Dongo. Gungba has 6, and the Blue Devils lead by 5, 43-38 with 12:22 to go. Nathan George holding out near midcourt. Proctor defending him. Backs out. Starts the dribble again into the paint, kicks to the right. Powell wants to drive Evans, make it Terry with the floater with the right hand good. Lance Terry has 4, and it's 43-40, 8 minutes into the second half. So Georgia Tech starting to hit some shots. They've made their last 3. And Sion James across midcourt, greeted by Powell. To the left, there's Evans, curling into the paint, steps through, off the window and down. Isaiah Evans into double figures. The first for the team, and it takes the lead back to 5.
Usually it's the three-point game, but that time a great drive through the lane for Isaiah.
The evolution of this game. They're crashing out at 3, drive them. Here's George, defended by Sion James. Waiting, drifts to the left. George back to the right off of a hedge screen from Dongo, curling into the paint. Found a cutter in Dongo. Free throw line jumper is short, and the rebound for Isaiah Evans. I think you're okay with Dongo shooting from the perimeter. Here comes James across midcourt. Sion to the right. There's Knipple. How about a 3? Give it to him. Kahn just keeps working, and he's got 12. They've got their biggest lead of the day at 8. Timeout, Georgia Tech. We'll take it as well. 11:03 to go. Duke 48 and the Yellow Jackets 40.
Oh, what a great camping trip for the Williams family. It was epic, Zach. And this week's MVP was their 2024 Ford Bronco SUV, Matt. Absolutely. It hauled everything and everyone to this great spot by the lake. And get them back in time for the big game. Yeah, let's go! Let's go. With the Ford Bronco or Bronco Sport SUV on your team, it's game on. For the latest offers, go to buyfordnow.com or see your Carolina Ford dealer today.
Which of us, detective, do you suspect is the millionaire?
The evidence is everywhere. Your diamond necklace, Monty's new yacht, and the butler's new convertible. Admit it, you're all Maximilian scratch-off winners.
Of course we are. With 25 prizes of $1 million, you could be too.
New Maximilian from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 2.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
FanDuel Sports Network is your new home for your home teams.
That's what I'm talking about!
Watch all the big hits.
Oh, mercy!
Big shots.
What a dime!
Big goals.
He scores!
All in one place.
Are you kidding me?
For coverage of Blue Devils athletics, the Carolina Hurricanes, and the Charlotte Hornets, visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com today and watch all season long.
Blue Devils trail by 14, their largest deficit late in the first half, and now lead by their largest margin of 8, 48-40, 11:03 to play in the second half, thanks to another three-pointer, his second from Kahn Knipple.
Sion to the right, there's Knipple. How about a 3? Give it to him! Kahn just keeps working, and he's got 12. They've got their biggest lead of the day at 8.
1 of 2 in double figures. Kahn with 12. Isaiah Evans with 11 points. David, John, and John after the Blue Devils started 0 of 13 from downtown. They're now 6 of 13 since, 6 of 26 from deep, and they lead by 8.
See, how's the optimist? He always finds the good way to shade it. 48-40 our score, and Duke basketball is brought to you in part by Poetry Finance. Write your own future with poetry. Poetry Finance, official online banking partner of Duke Athletics. Well, you look at what the Blue Devils have been doing of late. The wins have been in dominant style. They've won by 33 or more 5 times in the last 7 games played. Of course, they've won 8 in a row. In their last 7 games played, their opponents only have 71 assists against 79 turnovers. And as I glance over John Raw, Georgia Tech on a similar trajectory. They've got 9 assists and just 8 turnovers. And at halftime today, they had 8 assists and just 6 turnovers. So just 1 assist since halftime and 3 turnovers. Meanwhile, the Blue Devils at halftime only had 4 assists against just 5 turnovers here in the second half. 5 assists and just the 1 turnover. No surprise that they've outscored Georgia Tech 22-9 since the break, and they're up by 8.
Yeah, certainly that's been one of the key metrics all year, kind of the assist to turnover ratio and the assist percentage of made field goals, and it's been really positive all year. And that assist to turnover ratio has been amongst the best anywhere all year. It got off to an underwater start today, but kind of bringing it back into the norm here in this second half with 5 assists, as you said, on the 8 field goals. So we'll see if they can continue what they call their connectivity. It's one of the things they feel makes their offense flow like it does, and they're going to be needing it here down the stretch of this contest.
If you're just joining us, they lost Malik Brown midway through the first half. He appeared to re-aggravate that shoulder injury. We'll get confirmation after the game. And then late in the first half, they lost Cooper Flagg to an ankle injury. He's out for the rest of the ball game, but he has returned to the bench and doesn't have any sort of a brace on that left ankle. Meanwhile, Mustaf into the paint, had it knocked loose by Gungba, got it back. 6 on the timer, lobs it back outside. On the right, dancing Terry takes a deep 3 over Foster and hits it. Lance Terry with his first 3 of the ball game. He's 35% on the year. That's his 65th of the season, and it brings the Yellow Jackets back within 5.
Yeah, he is their best 3-point shooter. You certainly don't want to let him get going.
It's a tough one, though. Contested 3. As Gungba spins inside on Soare, steps through, goes up, and fouled, and will shoot 2, and now Soare is down on the baseline. As he reached in, may have gotten popped on the chin as well. That'll be the second foul on Ibrahim Soare. And as they tend to him, Gungba is going to be set to shoot free throws. Just his 13th and 14th attempts of the season. And before he does, remind you, the Food Line is the proud sponsor of the Score. To get more program for each free throw the Blue Devils make in today's game, Food Line Feeds will donate 100 meals to a local area food bank. John Roth, what did you see there on the replay?
Yeah, he got popped in the nose by Patrick Gungba's elbow as he was grabbing the rebound. Or going for the ball after the shot.
So he's got a towel to his face with 10:22 to go. The officials are over at the monitor looking at something as we get another peek. He got him with the elbow, but that's rebounding to my eye. What do you think, John?
Yeah, but it still hurts if you're if you're him laying down on the ground. But as far as adding it, Soare is feeling it right now. But that seems to be normal interior physical play going for a board.
And we told you at the top, they're essentially down to 7 scholarship players. And as Soare is headed to the bench, they're getting thinner. The Blue Devils obviously thin with the losses of Brown and Flagg here in this ball game. And the officials are at the monitor taking a peek at this to see if they need to adjudicate anything.
Soare, his whole face covered by a towel as he walks off the court. Looks like he's headed for the Georgia Tech area, and Duke's trainer Jose Fonseca down on the baseline squirting the blood that was produced from that contact.
Ted Valentine, Tony Henderson, Jamel Spearman are 3 officials, and here is Ted Valentine. Well, maybe not.
Georgia Tech foul number 30, Ibrahim Soare.
He looked like he was going to announce something, went over to the microphone and decided not to. And based off of that, I don't think they're going to add anything additional.
He has gone off to the locker room, though. Soare.
So that essentially leaves Sutton as the only other player left on the bench that has a scholarship for Georgia Tech. 10:22 to play in the second half. Worth noting because of that yesterday, John Rawl told you this earlier, a couple different guys went the distance. George and Terry, as the first free throw for Gungba's no good. Dongo played 35 minutes, Powell 34, Mustaf 33. Let's see if Pat can hit the second one. 66.7% on the year coming into this one, and the second free throw is good. So he's got 7, 2 off his personal best. And it's 49-43 with 10:20 to go. Duke's trailed by as many as 14, led by as many as 8. As George gets into the paint, fades away at the elbow over Foster, left it short. Good defense. The rebound for Tyrese Proctor. And here comes Caleb to lead the offense this time. Looking to the left, comes off of a screen set by Isaiah Evans, tried to feed the post, and it's taken away by Dongo, coming in front of Gungba. So the Blue Devils turn it over for a 7th tie. 9:50 to go. 49-43, Duke by 6. As Georgia Tech tried to feed the post, Dongo went to the deck. And we'll see who gets ticketed with the foul. That'll be on Caleb Foster. This is the second team foul on the Blue Devils. Georgia Tech has been whistled for 4. The fouls have not played a big factor to this point in this one. It'll be George to inbound for the Yellow Jackets. Left baseline, right side of the hoop. Waiting, lobs it for Dongo in the right corner. Sends it back for Powell, and now faces up on Knipple. Looking inside, not there. Up top, Terry, and over to the left, Mustafa. Around the horn it goes for George in the left corner. Crossing over on a double team. Goes cross court. Powell with Knipple in his face. 7 to shoot. Looking to drive him once, twice, crossed over, backs him down into the paint, steps through, tough scoop, threw it out of bounds. Outstanding defense and a turnover for Georgia Tech. Looked like he was going up to shoot at the last moment, opted for the pass, and there was nobody home.
Blue Devils just locking in on the defensive end and just determined to stop the ball on that sequence.
And a chance to add to a 6-point lead with 9:22 to go as we get a whistle, and the head coach of the Blue Devils is going to call for time. So we'll break for 30 with 9:21 to go and Duke up by 6.
Hey Duke fans, we want you to choose different and choose fun with Hi-Chew, the immensely fruity, intensely chewy candy that leaves your mouth watering with over 30 true-to-life flavors. Hi-Chew is available in sticks, peg bags, stand-up pouches, and unwrapped bites for when you're on the go. Head to your local grocery or convenience store to grab a bag, or search hichew.com to find Hi-Chew candy near you. That's hi-chew.com.
Back here in Charlotte, the Blue Devils trying to make it to the semifinals of the ACC tournament. They have a better than 70% winning percentage in this event. 9:21 to go in our second half. They lead by 6, 49-43. 5 of their 22 titles have come here in Charlotte. Of course, most recently was in 2019, the last tournament played in this building when Zion Williamson claimed MVP honors, and the Blue Devils picked up the title that night. They're the 1 seed for the 19th time. 39-9 all time as the 1 seed. 15-1 in the quarterfinals as the 1 seed. Or excuse me, 16-1. As Caleb Foster has it on the left. Finds Evans off of a curl. Open at the top of the key, and it wouldn't go. His easiest look from 3, and it didn't fall. He doesn't get ones from the top of the key wide open very often. And with 9 minutes to go, the lead's still 6, 49-43. George for Georgia Tech goes into the paint. The pass deflected, came to the left, into the corner. Mustaf has it now. Falling down as he went on the dribble into the paint. Now he's in trouble. Knippel trying to tie him up. He will. The alternating possession will give it to the Blue Devils. Kahn didn't even need to look to see who had the arrow.
Oh, he knows. And he didn't have to go to the floor that time either. Reached in and just put 2 hands on the ball. It was presented up to him and tied him up.
So having made 4 of their last 5 from the field, the Blue Devils will be in possession, leading by 6. They have shot it much better in this half, 44%. I know that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it was a horrific shooting first half. But their defense kept them in and only trailed by 5 at the break, and now they lead by 6.
Yeah, first half they shot 36%.
Zion James defended by Powell up top. Bounces one for Kahn Knippel. Malawach comes to set a screen. Kahn takes it to the right. Probing right side of the paint. The lob to Kaman for the 2-hand hammer.
Kahn and Kaman on the pick and roll. They did that 5 times in the second half at Georgia Tech to take over that game, and now we've seen it a couple times in this second half to help them extend the lead.
51-43. We approach 8 minutes to play. Powell on the left. Can't answer with a 3. The rebound for Dongo. A second opportunity for Georgia Tech. A crossover on Malawach, and he missed the dunk. Come on the rebound. Here they come up by 8. Evans open on the left. How about a 3? Give it to him! And for the first time today, a double-digit lead. 54-43 as we will under 8 minutes to play. Into the paint, George out for Mustaf on the left. That 3 wouldn't go. Proctor's got the rebound. Across midcourt up by 11. To the right, Knippel will launch. That won't go. The rebound for Dongo. That might have brought the house down with 7.5 minutes to go. Up top, Dongo leaves it for Terry. Off of a screen set by Dongo. Probing into the paint. Fades away over Kaman. Left it offline right. Knippel got a hand on the rebound. Saved it to James. Georgia Tech looks exhausted. Knippel lob ahead for Kaman. Catches down low, and he's fouled by Terry. That'll be his second and chase us to a timeout. 7:19 to play in Charlotte. The Blue Devils by 11, 54-43. He'll fire, and it's good!
This is Duke head men's basketball coach John Shire. When it comes to keeping our team healthy, we turn to the team at Duke Sports Medicine. We offer full-service sports medicine care at locations throughout the Triangle, where you can see the same experts used by Duke Athletics. Make an appointment or learn more at dukehealth.org/sportsmedicine. Go Duke.
The crowd loves that.
Duke Blue Devil basketball in the ACC tournament.
Jumps up from 3. Give it to him!
More from the Queen City after this local break.
Whether you're in the market for a new boat or just need service or accessories for an existing boat, turn to Overby Marine. Now with 2 locations in Kittrell and Lake Gaston, Overby Marine offers the highest quality of marine products and services, including the latest from Sea Ray, Centurion, Avalon, Bennington, as well as Cobalt boats. Overby Marine also offers the largest selection of parts in the region, along with full-service facilities at their 2 locations. Stop by or give them a call at 252-586-3593 or online at overbymarine.com. Overby Marine. Don't let adventure pass you by.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Blue Devils have outscored the Yellow Jackets 28-12 in this second half. They have their largest lead of the ball game at 11, and they've scored the last 6 straight, knocking down 6 of their last field goals overall from the floor.
Sion James defended by Powell up top. Bounces one for Con Knipple. Malawach comes to set a screen. Con takes it to the right. Probing right side of the paint. The lob to Common for the 2-hand hammer. Common the rebound. Here they come up by 8. Evans open on the left. How about a 3? Give it to him! And for the first time today, a double-digit lead.
Kyle Schasberger, David Shumate, John Rose, and now John Roth with a closer look at the numbers as the Blue Devils lead by 11, 7:19 to play.
Thanks a lot, Kyle. Our in-game stats are presented by Steel. Trusted Steel power in the palm of your hand. Visit your local Steel dealer or shop online at steelusa.com. While the Blue Devils have been warming up here in the second half, Georgia Tech just 5 out of 19 shooting in this half. They missed their last 5 in a row as the Blue Devils have put on another push here. Isaiah Evans, that 3 you just heard, his 4th of the game. He's now got 14 points to lead the Blue Devils in scoring. Knipple has also reached double figures with 12. Along with that, he leads the team with 5 assists in this contest. Proctor doing an excellent job all the way around with 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And Malawach, 8 points and 7 rebounds. Those are the highlights right now. But also Patrick Gongba off the bench has had his moments. He's hit 3 for 3 for 7 points with a couple of rebounds and a block. So the Blue Devils are moving right now in a positive direction. They've outscored Georgia Tech 28-12 in this half after trailing by 5 at the break, David.
And we were doing some quick math, 42-17 since they trailed it 26-12 by 14 with under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Still work to do, though. 7:19 to go. They'll be in possession. Out of the timeout with Con Knipple out there with Kamon Malawach, Sion James, Isaiah Evans, and Tyrese Proctor. James looking up top. Con's got it down. Waiting. Kamon sets a screen. Knipple into the paint. Back up top. Evans, a ball fake. Steps to the left. Rimmed off on the 3. And Dongo the rebound. Isaiah now 4 of 8 from outside today. With 7 minutes to go. Duke up by 11, 54-43. Dongo for Georgia Tech. Fed it to the right. Deflected by James, but Terry able to save it. Comes off of the screen. Probing. Fed it into the pocket for Dongo, who missed again inside, but James is going to pick up a foul on the contest. That'll be his second. And Dongo to the free throw line. If you're just joining us, the Blue Devils do have this 11-point lead, but it's certainly come at a cost. In the first half, they lost Malik Brown as he appeared to re-aggravate that shoulder injury. We'll get an update on him hopefully after the game. And then late in the first half, Cooper Flagg rolled his left ankle on a rebound action. He went to the back, was tended to, looked at. He's returned to the bench, but he's officially been ruled out. He's sitting on the bench cheering on his teammates. And we'll try to get an update on him as well as Dongo is at the free throw line for Georgia Tech, where today he's made his only attempt so far. And the first free throw here is good.
One of their 2 double-figure scores in the game. He's got now with that free throw 12, along with a game-best 7 rebounds, and Powell leads them so far with 14.
One more for Dongo, trying to cut it to 9. Takes his time and rattles it home. 54-45 with 6:49 to go. Wills won the first meeting by 26. This one has been a whole lot closer as they're trying to get to the semifinals. James playing catch with Proctor. Back to James on the left. Georgia Tech's gone zone. They lob it to the right. Proctor catches. Up top, Knipple. Plenty of time, 12 to shoot. Spinning on Terry. Got inside. Lobbed it to Maluach. And there's a dunk. That pick and roll you've been talking about. And Kaman's into double figures with 10.
And what a great spin by Kahn to get in the middle of that zone where there's an empty space. That gave him a nice look to Kaman.
56-45 with 6:15 to go. On the left, George spinning in the paint. Fades away. Left it short. The rebound for Sion James. Blue Devils up by 6 on the glass now. Long hit ahead for Maluach behind the defense. Blocked by Dongo. On the way up, they say cleanly. Now Georgia Tech a chance to run. Into the paint. Forced it up. Did Mustaf count it in a foul? Make it Lance Terry, as he scored inside. So Lance Terry has 9 for the ball game. And Georgia Tech is back within 9. And we'll see who gets ticketed with the foul. I think they're going to get Sion James, and that'll be his third. So Terry, their leading scorer, looking to be the third for Georgia Tech into double figures. Joining Powell, who's got 14, and Dongo, who has 13. On the way. Missed it. The rebound for Kahn Knipple. So it's still 9, 56-47, as we're under 6 minutes to go now. Bounce pass finds Gillis, deflected out of his hands by Terry, but Mason able to save it. Picked up his dribble, though, fed it to the right of Maluach. Now a handoff for Tyrese Proctor. On the drive, probes into the paint, floats it up, missed it. Tap follow for James is good. How strong is he? Got it with the left hand, and he's got 7.
He just came crashing in and got a hand on that and directed it into the rim.
58-47 with 5.5 minutes to go. Dongo, underhand scoop, finds George. Right side of the paint, backs out on Maluach. 15 to shoot. George crossed over on Kaman, kicks to the left, Powell. A ball fake, he'll take a 3 and rattle it home over Mason Gillis. Powell has had a heck of an ACC tournament, had 21 yesterday, he's got 17 today, and he brings Georgia Tech back within 8, 58-50 as we approach 5 minutes to play.
5 threes by him in this game.
By Dongo, by the way, doubled over the paint, just looks exhausted out there as Knipple turns the corner on him, into the paint, raked at by Sutton, put it up, counted it a foul, just too strong, and Kahn's got a free throw coming as well.
And I'd add, just too tough. Kahn Knipple just fighting through 2 defenders. Nothing was going to stop him from the rim.
As he heads to the line, trying to make it a double-digit lead again. The Blue Devils have made 5 of their 6 free throws so far. Knipple was the leading scorer in the first meeting between these two when he had 18, 4 of 8 from 3, and now he's the leading scorer in this one. Are tied for the team lead, looking to take it outright with his 15th at the free throw line. And he does exactly that. Isaiah Evans has 14. And as we told you earlier, Maluach with 10. Those are the 3 in double figures for the Blue Devils. 4:50 to go, 61-50. They lob it to the left. Mustaf has it now. Waiting. Probing on Maluach. Drives him, goes inside, got it blocked, but a foul coming on Kaman will be his third. And it looks like maybe another ankle issue. As Mustaf went down, he's just now getting to his feet, and he is gingerly making his way to the free throw line. We've told you how Georgia Tech has been decimated before tonight, before injuries. They only had 7 scholarship players. They've already lost 1 here today. Suarez has gone to the back, hasn't returned, and as I look down on the bench, the reason Sutton's out there, John Roth, is Dongo is leaning back in his chair. He looks absolutely exhausted.
Yeah, he subbed out before that last free throw, and he just barely got off the floor, just kind of trudging down to the Georgia Tech bench. He was so tired.
And Mustaf hobbling to the free throw line. I'm sure they're trying to get to the under 4 before they bring Dongo back in. And the first free throw for Mustaf is good. This is his 4th point of the ball game, makes it 61-51 with 4:42 to go. And that one, Mustaf didn't step anybody. He just rolled his ankle all by himself. Second free throw is good. See if the Blue Devils go in his direction at the other end. He looks to be moving a little bit better, but still not 100%. As James brings it across midcourt, up 61-52, 4:35 to go. Sion bounces one for Knipple along the right sideline. Takes a screen from Maluach to the baseline. Kahn all the way in, off the window and down. He's got 17, and the lead back to 11.
Kahn just taking the Yellow Jackets to the rack.
4:20 to go. Georgia Tech looks like a tired team, and the Blue Devils are just driving him at will right now as Powell launches on the left and hits again. My goodness, he has been unconscious here in the ACC tournament. He's got 20, and he brings them back within 8, 63-55. And that is his 6th 3 of the ball game. Blue Devils is going to work some clock as we go under 4 minutes to play, leading by 8. Proctor waiting, dribbles to the right, crosses over, finds Knipple. Half the shot clock on again. Knipple on the drop. The lob to come on. History repeats, and the lead back to 10. And the head coach of the Blue Devils is going to burn a timeout here. It'll extend to a full. We'll take it as well. 3:42 to go. Duke up 65-55.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
At Reed's Jewelers, we know that the rules of engagement were made to be broken. So don't settle for the first ring you see in the case. When you put a ring on it, make the moment your own with something that's just as unique as your love. Whether you're going big, keeping it subtle, or finding a happy medium, we're here to help you say I do with a one-of-a-kind design. Because doing things your way is what makes them mean everything. Reed's Jewelers, an official partner of Blue Devil Sports. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers in-store or online at reeds.com to chat with an expert.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up, home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Postseason coverage of Duke basketball is presented by Duke Stores. Online at shop.duke.edu, where real Duke fans shop.
3:42 to go in this one. The Blue Devils by 10, 65-55, and the head coach of the Blue Devils just burned a timeout after the latest pick and roll lob from Con Knipple to Kaman Maluach. Knipple now with 7 assists in the ball game. As the Blue Devils have built the lead to 10, it's been as big as 11 here in the second half. In the first half, they trailed by as many as 14, showed a lot of grit, lost some guys to injuries. We'll get updates on both. Malik Brown, who left and did not return after aggravating that shoulder injury, it appeared in that first half, and then Cooper Flagg tweaked his ankle. He has returned to the bench, but will not return to the ball game. So a lot to keep track of. By the way, those 7 assists for Con Knipple, 1 off a personal best. The Blue Devils now with 13 as a team. And before we get back to action, we want to send our thanks to Randy Cole, Julie Barrow, the entire team over at the Washington Golf Club. They've been our host all season long for the Fast Break with head coach Sean Shire. A lot of fun always over at the Washington Duke Inn and Golf Club. And now we're into the postseason. Quarterfinals of the ACC tournament. As the Blue Devils 45-19 all time in the quarterfinals. 16-1 is the 1 seed. This is the 19th time they've been the 1 seed. There was 1 year along the way where they actually advanced to the semifinals as the 1 seed before ever having to play a game. Trying to pick up their 46th in this round to get to the semis tomorrow against either North Carolina or Wake Forest. That'll be the second game today in the quarterfinals. And before we get back to action, a quick reminder, the Blue Devil basketball is brought to you in part by Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. It's Coke Zero Sugar, the best Coke ever. Try and decide. So a 10-point lead, 65-55. The Blue Devils are now shooting 44% from the field, 26 of 59. They've gotten the shooting percentage from 3 over 20%, now 7 of 30. Meanwhile, Georgia Tech, 38% from the field, actually better from 3 than from 2, 9 of 22 from outside. And they have it. Mustaf Hobbling has it on the right. Up top, George off of a screen set by Powell. Half the shot clock is gone. Works his way to left, a handoff for Terry. Turns the corner, can't get by Knipple. Reloads, drives to left, awkward scoop, blocked by Knipple, and Maluach out of there with it. We approach 3 minutes to play.
The Blue Devils' 7th block in this game.
Impressive defense as Sion James brings it across midcourt. Greeted by Powell. James content to work some clock. 10 to shoot. They lob it for Knipple on the right sideline. Off of the screen set by Malowacz. Dongo crashes at him. 5 to shoot. Knipple with 4, with 3. Into the paint. Spins. Kept the dribble alive. Put it up at the buzzer. It wouldn't go, and it's a shot clock violation. And now Kahn gingerly making his way back down the floor. But it looks to be all right. It has been a war of attrition for both teams here today. And Georgia Tech has it down by 10 with 2:49 to go. Nathan George across midcourt. Crossing over, trying to get by James. Backs out on the left, takes a 3, and hits it. Nathan George with 8 points now, and it's 65-58 with 2:35 to go. Blue still with work to do to get to the semifinals, as Knipple has it. Kahn going to bring it across midcourt. Waiting, drifts to the right, and nearly knocked loose by Mustaf, but a foul first. That'll be the 7th on the team, as Mustaf got called for the reach-in, and Knipple to the line for a 1-and-1, leading by 7. Gives us a chance to tell you the Blue Devil basketball is brought to you in part by Harris Teeter. Harris Teeter, where Blue Devil fans shop for groceries. So it'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity coming up. Kahn, obviously an outstanding free throw shooter, better than 90% on the year. Looking for an 18th and perhaps a 19th point. And the first one is good. All ACC second team selection with his fellow freshman Cooper Flagg on the bench. After that ankle injury, he has certainly stepped up in a major way. And the second free throw builds the lead back to 9. With 2:22 to go. George across midcourt. Off of a screen set by Dongo. Thought about another 3 and said to the left. Powell, he will take it. And it rattled out. Malowacz the rebound. See if Georgia Tech starts fouling. We still have more than 2 minutes to go in a 9-point game. 67-58. James across midcourt. George defending him. So Blue Devils certainly will be deliberate here with this 9-point advantage, and now under 2 minutes to play. Gillis to the left, Proctor on the drive, into the paint, steps through, off the window, no. Proctor went crashing to the deck, no whistle, just now getting to his feet. Georgia Tech quickly down court, Terry on the left, drives the baseline on James, into the paint, back up top, Powell a 3 on the right, short. The rebound kicks into the corner, Powell got his own rebound. 1:40 to go, whipped it inside. Dongo, and a foul on Gillis on the step through, and then Gillis got hit by a Malowacz elbow as he was trying to get a rebound. The foul on Gillis will be his first, and it'll be the 15th foul, so no free throws yet. The foul was on the floor. 16th foul, I should say, as they just updated the scoreboard here. So with 97 seconds to go, Georgia Tech will inbound baseline left side of the rim. Duke up 67-58. George lobs it. Dongo catches in front of his own bench, deflected out of his hands by Gillis, but he got it back. 15 to shoot. George driving Gillis into the paint, weaving through some traffic, out to the right for a 3 that is good, out of the arms of Darion Sutton. 0 for 6 starting the day. He's made 2 today, and Georgia Tech is back within 6 with 1:20 to go. 67-61. James across midcourt. You want to work the clock, but you also want to run good offense. Sion holding out near midcourt, 1:10 left in this quarterfinal. Picked up his dribble, fed it to Knipple, fouled from behind by Sutton. And Kahn back to the line for a 1-and-1 on the 8th team foul. Georgia Tech is 11 of 26 from 3. That's how they've stayed in it. And the Blue Devils have hit free throws of late, but they don't have a field goal over the last 2 minutes and 37 seconds.
Yeah, Georgia Tech only makes 7 threes per game on average on the season. Only made 2 yesterday when they went inside almost the entire game. But today the three-pointer certainly has been a big weapon in this attempt to upset the Blue Devils.
Front end of the 1-and-1 for Knipple is good. He's got 20 points for the 5th time this season. And a chance to make it a 3-possession game with the second free throw. Or already has, excuse me, with the first. A 7-point lead. A chance to build it to 8. On the way. Got them both. 21 for Kahn. 14 here in the second half. 69-61. Duke by 8 with 1 minute to go in Charlotte. And a theft up top. George lost it. Knippel's got it. Malowacz behind the defense to say goodnight. A punch to build the lead back to 10. 71-61. 50 seconds to go. On the drive, Terry fell down. Knippel tied him up. The alternating possession will keep it on this end of the floor with 45 seconds to go. It has been a gritty performance for Jon Scheyer's group. Nothing was falling early. They trailed 26-12 with under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Got it down to 5 before halftime. Opened the second half with a 10-0 run to grab the lead. And have just locked up Georgia Tech here in the second half where they've outscored them 45-30. George to get it in, lobs it to midcourt. Dongo has it now. Waiting, finds George. 40 seconds to go. To the left, Terry will take the three. Good. And Georgia Tech will take their final timeout as Terry goes into double figures. We'll break for 30 with 37.3 to go, and the Blue Devils up 71-64.
It's tournament time for your Blue Devils. You can show your support of Duke all year long by purchasing authentic Duke merchandise from DukeStore.com. Our huge assortment of Duke apparel means you won't have to go anywhere else for the perfect t-shirt, jersey, sweatshirt, or hat. The only collection of Duke merchandise in the world that actually comes to you directly from Duke University. DukeStore.com, where real Duke fans shop.
37.3 seconds to play here in the ACC quarterfinals. First game of the day, the Blue Devils by 7, 71-64. If they hold on, they'll advance to take on either North Carolina or Wake Forest, two teams they beat twice in the regular season. Of course, the Blue Devils played each of those teams a week ago at home on Monday night against Wake Forest, and then on the road Saturday in Chapel Hill when they beat the Tar Heels. Wake Forest won the regular season meeting between those two in Winston-Salem. That game will tip off a half hour after we're done. It has been anything but easy here this afternoon. The Blue Devils lead by 7, 71-64. While we have a moment, 10 seconds for station identification. This is Duke basketball from Learfield. So the Blue Devils will be in possession, leading by 7. It'll be Mason Gillis, Tyrese Proctor, Sion James, Con Knippel, and Kaman Malowacz, the 5 on the floor. Some really good free throw shooters out there. Proctor's at 74%, James over 80%, and we just told you Con's over 90%. Gillis hasn't taken a ton this year, just 19, but he's up over 84% as well. James will be the inbounder. I'm sure they want to get it to Knippel. He's got it, and there's the foul from Powell, and he'll go to the other end to shoot 1-and-1 again. This will be the final 1-and-1 opportunity. The lead at 7, 71-64 with 36.3 to go. Georgia Tech fighting for their postseason lives here this afternoon. They played incredibly hard, built their lead as big as 14 in the first half before the Blue Devils ripped off a 14-5 run to close the first half, and then scored the first 10 in the second half. As Malowacz will come out and Isaiah Evans will come in on the 1-and-1 opportunity for Con Knippel. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good. 22 for Con, 3 off his personal best he set against Miami back in January. Isaiah Evans lit the spark, hit some big threes down the stretch in the first half, and here in the second half, Con Knippel has done yeoman's work, making both free throws here. He's got 23, 73-64. He's 7 of 7 at the line. Final 36 seconds now. George leaves it for Powell, trying to drive Proctor, trying to turn the corner, can't get by, trying to back him down. Steps through, put it up, and scored in the paint. Powell's got 22. Back to a 7-point game, 73-66 with 27.9 to go. James will inbound. He can run the baseline after the made shot. I'm sure they want to get it to Knippel again. They bounce it to him. He's got it on the sideline. Powell fouls him. And we'll walk to the other end to see him shoot 2. That's the 4th foul on Duncan Powell. And now if Knippel can hit them both, he'll have a chance to tie his career high. And John, it certainly wasn't easy here today. This was a very gritty performance in the quarterfinals for Jon Scheyer's group.
No question, David. I mean, when you're down by 14 points in the first half and nothing is falling for you, and 0 for 13 start from 3-point range, such a big weapon all year long, and just couldn't get those shots to fall, and then to really just resurrect yourself from that after 2 key players get injured. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't easy. They had a nice finish to the first half. and then had a 12-0 start to the second half, which were really when they wrestled control of the game on the scoreboard. But they've had to be tough down the whole stretch of this contest because Georgia Tech has refused to go away, even when the Blue Devils had that run.
Knipple 1 for 2 on that trip. So the lead is 8, 74-66. 20 seconds to go. Powell on the drive, scooped it to Dongo. And he dunks at home. He's got 15. But only 16.7 to go. It is a two-possession game again, 74-68. James will be the inbounder, trying to find Knipple again. And Knipple just too quick for Nathan George, able to catch in the corner, and the foul given by Terry. That'll be his third, and now Kahn will go to the line with a chance to set a new personal best, sitting on 24 right now.
Number 0, Lance Terry, his third.
With 14.2 to go. This would be their 80th win in the series if the Blue Devils hold on. They take it to 80-25 all time against Georgia Tech. Will be 10-3 at neutral sites. And 8-3 in the ACC tournament. It would be their 5th consecutive win over the Yellow Jackets in this event. As the first free throw for Knipple is good. And most importantly, would send him to the semifinals. Tomorrow night, they play in the first semi at 7 o'clock against either Wake Forest or North Carolina. Second free throw for Knipple. Got them both. 26 for the freshman out of Milwaukee. 76-68, 10 seconds to go. George left it for Powell. Drives the left on James, goes inside, banks it home for 2. Duncan Powell with 24. We'll see if Georgia Tech fouls again, with just 6.7 to go, trailing by 6. James will be the inbounder. Sion running the baseline. Gets it for Knipple again, and there's the foul for Terry. So we'll do it again. Give Kahn a chance to get perhaps to 28 points. Noodles came in averaging 83.5. They're not going to get there, but I don't think anybody thought they'd get this close after they only had 12 points with under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Sitting on 76 right now. And it'll be Kahn Knipple shooting 2. And the right-handed free throw shooter. Able to hit the first. 27 now for him. And Georgia Tech will have opportunity with 5.8 seconds to go, maybe for one more sprint and a shot at the other end. But the Blue Devils are going to get the win, as the second free throw is good as well. 28 for Kahn Knipple, a new personal best. 22 of those coming here in the second half. Here's George with 3 and 2 at the top of the key. Going to hoist at the buzzer from 3. It won't go. And the Blue Devils march on. 78-70 is the final score as they rally from 14 down in the first half to win it by 8. Now 29-3 on the year. And they're through to the semifinals to take on either North Carolina or Wake Forest tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. There were 3 in double figures. Knipple with 28, Evans had 14, and Maluwach had 12. As the Blue Devils got it done and now turn their attention to who's going to be available tomorrow night in the semifinals, as they lost Malik Brown in the first half, appeared to re-aggravate that left shoulder injury, and then they lost Cooper Flagg late in the first half when he, on rebounding action, landed on Dongo, rolled his left ankle,